Bang. Coach Minzy. Best round here. Remember that.
All right, people, welcome back to the show. It's another weekend. Triple treat. And we look forward, people, to having a great time in this one, as you can see in the title of the video. Yeah, man. What do say? Manins man under scrutiny. Yeah, man. Manins man under scrutiny, people. Big up yourself. Big up to all my viewers and my subscribers. Big up to you for the support that you have been giving the coach's desk. Yeah. Big up to the persons on Facebook. Thanks for tuning in again. It's another weekend. We give God thanks that we are in another weekend so we can talk about the weekend triple treat and discuss topic concerning football. Yeah. Big up to Jerome 876. Big up to Fresh God the Capo in the building. Big up to Brain Drain. Brain Drain. You know what, sir? Trust me. You deserve a YouTube medal, brother. Yeah, man. You deserve a YouTube plaque. Yeah, man. You deserve a. Listen, there's nobody like you on YouTube. You're the greatest brain drain. Trust me. So big up to you on that super chat. Me like how you start out the $5 thing, so you upgrade from the $2. That is a good look. So 2024, we are look for the $5 double because we understand that in a brain drain, you have been elevated. Mm-hmm. All right, fresh. We are trying something new, you see me? We are trying something new. Brain drain. Yeah, man, we used to you get elevated to the pinnacle. So you know, say some multiple figures you check gone up in a brain drain. So we appreciate the $5. Upgrading to $5. You understand? Big up yourself. Toughy Road in the building. Big up yourself. So Brain said in his super chat, beach related events, getting people in trouble. First coach Lon Donaldson and the beach trip. Now MM and beach football. I am doing well, but live gets harder the better I do. I think you wanted to say life. And a man of his caliber making these blatant mistake, you probably can give him a pass because probably a lot of things on his mind. Hence the reason, you know. Let's say a worm feet earcut. Yeah, man. But Brendan, of course, you know the saying: the higher the monkey climb, the more he's exposed. So the higher you climb, you want to drive the you probably want to upgrade from a Tesla to a G Wagon. You understand? And you probably want to live in a better community over there. What big up yourself, Brendan? Yeah, but it's not living, Brendan. You didn't put that either. You put live. So that me I work with. Don't try. It could have been an asterisk, meaning your. I think YouTube need to get with the thing, Same like how you can edit on WhatsApp and iMessenger and them thing there. I think YouTube need to get in the flow now and start the in comment uh editing. So like brain drain. Yeah, no. Brain drain. Why you don't just accept say you make a mistake because life has gotten harder for you. Just go and hold on upon that, no brain drain. Yeah, try to justify. It's not all about justification, brain drain. Hmm? It's not all about that all the time, man. Just go on meds the thing say you make a little mistake, man. Yeah, move so. Hmm? All right, so a lot of discussion. A lot of discussion, people. And listen, Raymond Anderson team crying foul, you know. Yeah, man. Raymond Anderson team crying foul. One say. So y'all wanna never use Grammarly brain drain. Keep on read, big up yourself. People right now with the phone line open to you know. So I should be getting Manins man on the show because Manins man under heavy scrutiny where football is concerned and his involvement in football. So we'll have a look at talk with Manins man. So eh, we can dispel or clarify, you know, what is really happening in him being close to the football. So we'll be talking about that, and we'll be talking about this foolishness about um banning football. I see it as foolishness. Yeah. I heard Raymond Anderson is willing to give you inside information if you want. Me nah, one thing still not brain drain. Me nah go call them and ask them, yo, give me some information now. On what topic? Nah. Me no program them with it. Me am my own boss. You see me I say? Me am my own boss. So we don't program them with the brain drain for call a man and ask for inside information. Information always have a way to come to the desk, you know. It's like the postal service always find a way to post something to the coach's desk. So me not have to worry about that, brain drain. Nada. Not have to worry about that. You understand? So we're good where that is concerned. Big up to the persons who are contesting the election. Boy, as far as me, you're still enough people. The man, they must say, yo, no outsider can come in and try to fix football and them have to do it. Raymond, and this is not really an outsider, but certain member of his team are outsiders. So the people, them are gonna kick with them foot quick and fast. And when Percy can talk so confident and bold that him he got this. Boy, it look like it's another 4 years with them people. You understand? It look like it's another 4 year with the federation. These men, dinosaur we call them. We have to just hope that them can streamline something better for the football. Not just trying to qualify for Gold Cup, for World Cup. Because if they qualify for the World Cup are the big thing, you know. You understand? So we getting our first call, people. Let me hear what go on from this boss. Robert, what go on?
Oh, go on. Why? Football not turmoil, coach.
Yeah, man, I them thing that go on, man. No change now go on, man. See him book, see him sheet.
Mm, mm, coach. Me I ask it, me I go work in the night, you know, so in time me I make it, when me there for work, me can use my phone.
Mm?
Me not me can't the whole our program. But if Cataract come for your program tonight,
Mm.
tell him say Robert say careful where my pray for. Careful where my call Raymond and it's like him a defend Raymond and listen to the max, you know.
Oh, so him start campaign for them.
Yeah, him campaign, but in a call in a come out straightforward, you know, but exactly where my deal. Careful no because I'm one of them when I believe in a Jamaican player, you know, so me tell him better careful. My man
Mm.
will get up and talk like me and you will talk about the best player play for the country. So careful who you are campaign for.
What is not true? Know yourself. Enough things me say a while ago, you know. I hold on, Robert. People in the comment
Mm-hmm.
section, when the host or the callers say anything, or anybody on the panel say anything that you disagree with, please, please remember to cite. You can put that in bracket so we know exactly what you're referring to. So, like, know yourself, just show out a comment. That's not true, coach. Look how much thing me say. What is not true? So, everything what me say is not true. I'm not the repository of all knowledge, you know. Know yourself. But you have to be specific so we can see if it is something that we're talking about. And that is for clarity, people. Don't just say, for example, me say don't just. If you have a comment to don't just put it in bracket. Coach, me not agree with what you say about don't just, you know. Because sometimes that show off me as a host when you just put a question out there in thin air like that or a comment. Some of the things we catch up on, but some things we don't. All right, go ahead. Oh, Mr. Wemasi, the
And
caller coach. One thing I tell you, coach, we can't afford to let Carvel Short get in the office. If that happens, we won't see back Ethan Pinnock and other ballers. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, man. We
exactly.
but we can't stop that, you know, know yourself. Because we not no vote, you know. You see, if the general public was instrumental in voting, trust me. You
And
understand?
coach
Oh,
about the
so
banting.
know yourself is saying that, that if you said that if you said know yourself, man. So Robert, the man say is that
Mm.
know yourself is saying that Cataract is not defending Anderson. Go ahead.
Him not listen Cataract start them then coach. Him not do that. It's like nobody can say nothing about Anderson in 9 years. Him find some way and when them lick him with it with the same English bar and starts about say Mr. Anderson make it clear say him is not against it and the coaches deck program and whatever. But
Mm.
him no member say I know Mr. Anderson say that Calvin Stewart and Calvin Stewart are part of them thing. Anyway,
It's not
careful how we
Calvin,
pray
it's
for you.
Carvel.
Or Carville, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, and the band thing again,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I tell them I'm not too up in a YouTube too much with listening to some of them people that we are get up at talk about band Jamaican football. You know.
Mm.
Them know how much people that I feed. You know how much how if you
But yeah,
ban not because of J I do
exactly.
some silly things court. Yo
Exactly,
talk about
Robert.
band.
So guess what? We not agree with what JFF are doing now. Because their
No, but
leadership is wanting. But if you ban
yes, but
football, it's a ripple effect because every
what you
football that
mean?
is played in Jamaica is affiliated with the JFF.
Exactly. It's a man
So
say
a
coach.
peer scrimmage and ball on the corner would not play. Field them are grow up grass
Wait,
because no man not gonna maintain no field when a ball now play. Man just gonna run up and down on that every day or whatever. Even if it not grow up.
sometimes
Man,
I wonder if them big old people that have no agenda for know so when them attack sometime I just them just attack out of anger and everybody upset with what going on in the JFF, but
Yeah,
that
man.
doesn't because take over football.
Yeah, man. Me not agree with that, man. It better we keep the football running and we see our best.
Yeah,
We can go
and
and
how
burn
we
the
can
fire
change them people.
and make people just leave. But we cannot call for ban.
Exactly.
That don't make no
And
sense.
people not gonna live, and everybody are gonna live in favor, brother. People have to change, things have to change. Only thing will last forever salvation. Them have to go one day, the coach. If not even in a few time, them have to go. And them not gonna live forever. Man, me can't even think down the line and say footballer play in Jamaica not involved in it some way, somehow. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
So all of them young players will come from all England will come give up them chance of playing for England one day. We come now because with a ball say them that come with them whole.
Mm-hmm.
But now we have 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, and more how to come. We just shut down the pan them, just shut down that pan them too.
Yeah, it would have messed up everything. As me say, it's a ripple effect,
Uh-huh.
Robert. The
That's the
only
mess.
football that would be playing in Jamaica are Sunday morning, Saturday morning, and during the week football recreationally. And you know
And let me
much
tell you something,
people
man.
that are got it in terms of economically, and we talk about Jamaica's economic condition. Even though Jamaicans are
And
creative in finding new ways of making money, you understand? But
coach, the
this thing
football now
about
stop
banning
on the field, you know.
football, nonsense. And I say it without apology, nonsense. It can't
Coach,
work.
the football and just on the field alone is stopping a coach. Remember, say you have a man who sell two sweetie, two peanut, or they say send him
I
picnic
said
at
in
school, you know.
Pitney school. Yeah.
Eh? And you got to talk if you ban football in Jamaica. And because some people not hungry, man. I try to tell you, them it's like them don't remember where them are come from with the talk rubbish out of them mouth, man. Garbage that.
And more people talking about this banning football, banning football, banning football. It are gonna
Sick
set
man.
us
But
back. It are gonna set us back significantly. And listen, you see, football in Jamaica, it has to do with all the social. It's a social thing when it comes on to football in Jamaica. So it's not just a means of economic gain as well. It is also for social, what I call it, gathering,
bring
for
people together,
bring
man. It
people
bring people
together,
together.
bring communities together and stuff
Bring
like that.
bring family together.
So yeah, if you ban
Give
that,
give
yeah,
give
yeah, go,
people hope.
yeah. So
You
it
understand
a
what
go
I'm saying?
set off a wildfire in Jamaica. That I may go still use the word. It would be like a ripple effect. It a go mess
So
with things in Jamaica.
coach, look on the amount of young players will leave Jamaica look on Cephas, look on Paris, look on the guys Stuart we gone with the look them gonna make a life for them family. Which part them start from with little schoolboy football come up to
Hmm.
the Premier League and what?
But you have to look about the
What
youths
them
them.
people like
You have to think about the youths them where the football help if you even get a scholarship. So even if
yeah, that's what I
them
say.
no make it the whole grand scheme of things of a playing for Jamaica, it took a lot of the youngsters outside of Jamaica where they can actually get a degree, first or second degree, and get integrated in society. So it is
Coach.
something that will mess up the whole scheme of things when it comes out to football. Now, me saying that, I am not supporting what the JFF does. All right.
No. We,
Because if I
no,
were to
everybody
say
know
that
what
I
the coach and
support
JFF
what
coach.
the JFF does, then I'd be a liar, I'd be a fool if you ask me. But me not support it. But to ban the football, nonsense. Foolishness. Me not agree
Coach,
with
it
that
look like
statement there. And more people
Look
may
like
hear with it in a Robert. That's why I make me feel.
let me
I
not hear.
feel the need to come and talk about it tonight.
Yeah, man. Coach, me feel me have take with myself from some of them programs because it's so upsetting when me hear them talk. Because me a man listen to all of them, but it look like a likes them do them video they far just go make up nice to make the draw. Hey,
And
I want
Robert,
him to
hear
know.
this, Robert. Brain Drain is saying that Coach Minzy and some of the fans are not willing to sacrifice for the greater good. All right.
What
So,
greater good boy?
what greater good would a
Where greater
ban
good that?
do for Jamaica? Remember, our football is not even at a point where is at any standard that is great, So, can you imagine if a ban comes in
Coach,
and
coach.
stop football for say 4 years? Yo, things not go
Coach,
normal
I want to
in
let
a
them know.
Robert.
I want to let them know say crime there Jamaica high. At that time, crime was more higher, coach. People that have to go live on that peanut trash and sit in that Jamaica. When you take away the football from the youth them and then take it away from the people them where I send them picnic at school. Where I look forward figure watch Arnett Garden and Waterhouse play to sell something. To
Boss man,
juggle them then release and then cigarette.
boss man, put that aside. I want somebody to tell me whether you want call in or you want write in the comment section, what sort of good will it do to
Them claim say
Jamaica
it all get rid.
if
They
we
hear they
get
say
banned?
they claim say it all get rid of it.
Get to
That
that.
them feel
Listen,
say no.
Robert, listen to me, man. Remember, I know FIFA will not control who go back in the seat. If FIFA ban and do whatever. So let me ask a question. Is FIFA going to select a board and put a board in place? If FIFA ban Jamaica football? That's what me
Crazy
want to
man.
ask
Them
you now.
crazy.
Will FIFA put things in place, put a new board, whatever? Me don't think that's gonna happen. And
Typical Jamaican them man.
even if that happen, who FIFA gonna put in what we are gonna trust as fans? Because as somebody in our country have to do it. You get what me I say, Robert?
But coach, you look on the simple little thing. Remember in a Conca Cafe, we in the Caribbean here, we have the most votes, And yes, after Jack Warner leave and them and the other man, the Caribbean go vote for a man. We come from in a Canada, put him to run the football. And you see what happened?
Mm-hmm.
We not talk in the Caribbean no more. Them do we all kind of something. Him set up that's him pick out the top 4 team out of qualify rounds and all kind of something and do all kind of something to the football and we not talk again. And I saw we sell out ourselves and then we turn on start cuss and blame, put blame and we see him when I do it. I know this are them are people that come talk about ban football. You know, eh?
Upbeat say in the comment section, Robert, show me a football federation that doesn't have problems and chaos. I'll show you a Yeti.
Exactly. Big countries where have more money, even America, where they have big problem with them women's team where want equal pay. Canada right now, I file them say they want to file for bankruptcy. Eh? And we are talking about ban football in Jamaica. Man, me tell us we better wake up and smell the coffee here, man. Careful and where we are talking on YouTube.
BM, I am I've been following Jamaica football for years. I am willing to take a ban if it means fixing the football. So BM, you don't go get your ban, man.
Yeah,
You take your ban, BM. Oh,
exactly.
tell me how the
Ban
ban I go.
himself. Tell him to ban himself.
Don't watch the more football,
But
BM. Don't get involved. I want you to tell me how the ban is going to help Jamaica's football. Because after the ban, who are
that's
they going
fine.
to put in place? As somebody from Jamaica again. As somebody wanna go trust, the cycle will continue. So
And
if
all what talk about ban, they not get involved in football neither, coach. All what talk about ban now try to get you now come form one association or farm buy out one team or invest in one team and try to go there to try to change, you know. Them a stand up one side up on YouTube and chat, ban the football, ban the football. One FIFA to come ban the football.
let me tell you, brain drain. Me tell you, you know, me, I want me deal with oneness. Me not have no side. Me tell you already. Nobody can influence me because I am a thinker. Nobody.
Same time, you see, I that them do all the while, coach.
Me
Until
no
you start
call
talk,
nobody for
talk.
information. Me no this, me no that. As me say, my desk is like a post office. Mails always a come in terms in the envelope. So the don't twist don't twist the word. You see me I say?
Tell
So
them to ban
me
themselves,
not have
man.
to
Ban
worry
themselves. Tap.
about digging information from people. After me, I'm a farmer. One farmer we have, you know, and it's real man and this.
Yeah, the whole of them to ban themselves, coach. All who want ban for football, tap watch him, man. Tap watch Jamaican football and go and ban themselves. Ban themselves because they not nothing to help you. They might try to sink in and more dirt more than what JFF do to it already. That they might try to do. If it done Jamaica football right there, so.
More to tell me, hey, you see me? I am a very hard person to convince on anything. Sometimes me challenge even definition from dictionary. You see me I say? Hard for convince. So this bunting where people are talking about, wanna tell me how it gonna solve the football. Just tell me no. Just that more here. And make sure your arguments on point. Make sure so your argument makes sense because I am not one that is very easily convinced. No, cranky.
Right.
We now say we are accept me. What can we change? What can we change, cranky? We not accept mediocrity. So when the football ban cranky, how is that? Tell me no cranky. You're the voice of reason sometime, you know. Sometime. Tell me how will the ban help football? How will it help? How will the ban help football in Jamaica? Uno tell me no, please. Me want hear, me want learn. When Manins ban forward, me I got ask him, how the ban go help football. Robert, some people are calling to his show now. More hear some more voices on the show, on the topic. So big up yourself.
Big up yourself, coach.
All right, cool. Carla, welcome to the show.
So, big up yourself. Good night, good night.
Yeah, man, good night.
I want to learn how the current situation in Jamaica, if we stay as it is, how is it going to move the football forward? Just like how you want to know how is the ban is going to help Jamaica. Tell me how the current situation is going to help Jamaica going forward.
So,
and also, I would like I would like you to expand on what you like to see done to improve the football in Jamaica. Okay?
All right.
I want to hear that.
Listen, whoever
Mhm.
the current state will not help football. Right? Listen. It will not help based on how these persons are operating. Saying? But you have to look on the whole aspect of youngsters still getting an opportunity to play football outside of Jamaica. You still have an opportunity for the economic aspect of it in the Premier League, Jamaican Premier League. So, would we rather these channels or avenue cut off because of the corruption in the football or in the administration? Or we want...
So are you okay? I understand your point. Your point is taken.
Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, at the youth them matter. So
but do you also
we're gonna be headless. And everything.
Do you recognize?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you recognize if the current status quo remains, you could end up with a ban or maybe a normalization committee? Do you envision that also?
And that normalization committee will be sent in by FIFA, right?
Yes, like what happened in Trinidad.
Right. So after the normalization committee comes in, what next?
I think what is happening, if I share an example while in Trinidad, I think they come up with a new constitution and then gonna have election next year. So I believe, I don't know if that the same mode of operation will take place, okay? But you have to recognize that
no, I didn't hear
Jamaica has been in a...
Could you repeat?
From my understanding, what's going to happen in Trinidad is that they created a new constitution, and then sometime in the first quarter of next year, they will have an election. Okay? Because I think the normalization committee in Trinidad has been there for almost 4 years. Okay? But you have to recognize that people desire improvements. And if they don't see the tangible improvements, they're going to speak out. Okay? At point, you cannot, if you don't stand for something, you don't stand nowhere. And tonight, I respect you more tonight because you are more direct, more clear, and precise in your clarification of where you stand.
Yeah.
Okay? And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay? I also want to ask you a question. If you're part of any association in Trinidad or Jamaica,
you're asking,
first of all, to be nominated. No. I'm asking you a question. If somebody is a part of an association,
give me a second. Don't move.
Okay.
All right, caller, go ahead. Sorry about that.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, man.
I just want to know if a person becomes part of an association or a company, like a director of a non-profit organization. First of all, each person would have to get a police record and also clear their assets, right? Correct? That's how it's done
I'm not too sure, you know.
in Jamaica.
I'm not too sure.
You don't do sure. You don't do sure. No, because I and the next topic that you have there about Manins man, I asked Manins man directly if he's part of the Beach Football Association, and from my understanding, he said his law is dealing with it because it appears that his name is on as a executive member, and he doesn't seem to know why his name is there. So I just know if people can just blatantly nominate somebody without their knowledge, and it goes that way. I don't know. I'm kind of confused.
Manins man have come from the show still, you know, so we're gonna ask him all of them questions.
Well, I hope you hold him accountable. I hope you seek transparency and clarification. Okay, on this matter, because I listened to the guy Stewart. I don't know much his background, but if you have a deadline in June to register certain association, and you register association in October, that's a breach. That's a breach. I think people need to follow the Constitution to the nth degree because it's there for a reason. And you can't use the Constitution when it's favor you, and when it doesn't favor you, you want to sidestep it. It doesn't work that way. I think the important, as you said a couple nights ago, we lack leadership in the Caribbean. It shows in this case that something has happened. People's doing things to favor their voting. When you look at a situation where one person can have 5 votes, right, in the election, that doesn't make any sense to me. If a club like Harborview have a women's team and a male team, a 1 vote to be, not 2 votes. That doesn't make no sense to me. It's like people doing things just to favor them. And when you may agree on the Constitution, but when you realize what is happening, you recognize there's several loopholes in the Constitution. Okay? But I find that there's something within football association throughout the world that is sweet.
Hello? Hello? Look like we lose the caller. Caller,
Hi. I'm still here.
All right,
I'm still here.
We never hear you a while ago.
Okay, but I listen up here.
All right, no problem.
Yeah.
All right, the calls are coming in. Caller, call back. I can hear all going. All right. Well, welcome to the show.
Yeah, coach. Yes, man. Big up. Overhearing you. Big up. Overhearing you guys talking about
So you have something there.
No, I pause it.
Okay.
I pause it. So here's the deal now. Everybody have an opinion, and people have their right to feel how they want to feel about the JFF. You can disagree as you want. Yeah. Everybody feel.
All right, we have Cranky on the line.
Yeah, please in my background.
So go on, Jeremy.
So everybody have a right to hear how they want to feel. If people don't like it, that's fine. I stopped supporting the JFF. I watch the games online, but I will not buy no merchandise or anything. And that's my right to do so.
Yeah.
If a man feel like he want to, support them, fine. I don't support the banning, right? But how is things going to change with these guys? They're dirty, they're nasty, they're crooked. They can't be trusted. Everything that's bad is about these guys. Other federation is bad, yes, we say that. But people have a right to express how they feel about the JFF, right? And if somebody else don't like it, fine. But you have a right to express your feelings. Now, I follow JFF everywhere they go. I live in America. My God, I used to go to some of the worst place to watch games, some of the coolest place that you can think of. First of all, buying the ticket alone is one thing, but to drive, go there, right? Burn gas. Also, some 9 hours we are driving, right? Because we live in a DC. Game I play in Ohio, and it cool up there, sir. 7.5 hour drive, 8 hour drive. Go and come. Gas, hotel, food, right? And we used to follow the team go everywhere. That for some reason they made them play at the coolest place, right? The last game I went was when they play USA in a friendly at DC United Stadium when Shamar Nichols scored. I actually get to have a photo with Leon Bailey at that one. That was his first game coming out for Jamaica. He did not play. Do you remember that game? So people have a right. No, so that guy that was on last night, was it Sportsmax or TVJ last night? And the stuff that guy said, if what he's saying is true, oh my God, that's a lot of corruption, man. And if what he's saying is lie, then the JFF should sue him. Do you see what I'm saying? If this guy is lying, the JFF should sue him. But what he's saying, if what he's saying is true, or even an ounce of truth to it, it's a wake-up call for everybody. Now, people may understand, the JFF feed a lot of people, right? I mean, the football shut down and this and that. But just like the guy from Trinidad called a while ago, he called last week and asked me some question, asked where you stand at, right? What people are trying to say, and people like me, if you support the JFF and their shenanigans, they think everything is okay and they keep on doing it. What are we saying is that we, the public, should hold them accountable, even though we can't do nothing. We just trying to voice our support that, what you guys are doing is not good. We the public can't do nothing about it, right? We don't have a vote, we can't stop it. The government can't stop them. But we just want to voice our opinion and our disbelief with them. What is wrong with that? You're entitled to voice your opinion. Like JFF, this JFF, that. No, they're corrupt. But nobody now said ban the football. I'm not saying ban the football. I'm saying how we want to send a message to them that we the public tired of their nonsense. Yes, but then when people try to compare our federation to other federation, everybody who are listening who was on there before, the problem that some federation have is not about money. What they are complaining about is what we are complaining about, like the flight.
Canada bankrupt.
Yes, but FINAM situation and our situation is two different things. Two different things. We can't compare that to this. We don't hear them players are complaining about. Yes, but the problems that we have all the time is not the same problem that Canada have, right? We cannot compare these things to these things. No.
No two federation is the same.
Yes, that's true. But the film problem, trust me, when the money that they are complaining about, if we have half of what they have, it'd be great, right? Think about the stuff that we complain about. Travel arrangements, over and over and over. Yeah. Right? I remember Schaefer said this one time. Do you remember when Schaefer was coaching the team? They took a big money game in South Korea. And say the game was playing on Tuesday, right? Players was flying in Monday night to play the game clock. And these are some of the questions that go on. What happened in Suriname, right? With the players, they just hit a crunch. And then according to Mr. Dalton, that's the way he talked to them. Sometime when these guys come on your program, I personally watch with Mr. Chung talk. Every program he goes, he says something different, right? So coach, people have a right to feel disgruntled. People have a right not to trust the JFF. I'm not calling for a ban. I just want these guys to get a message and listen, the public fed up of us. We know we have the votes locked down. We know we can this, and we know we can that. So I tell you what, coach, if these guys ever have the vote locked down, right, they wouldn't be doing some of the stuff that they were doing. And now, even this election thing, right, that's supposed to be called already. I mean, the stuff that's going on is just wrong. So people have a right to voice their opinion.
Then
I'm not calling for a total ban, right? But
we don't stop nobody from voice them opinion, Bridging.
go ahead.
We have to be careful what we ask for.
No, I'm not saying you. I am not saying you. I'm just saying comments like people are lick out from people who want to say certain things. Like I'm not calling for a ban, but people voice some opinion.
No.
Let people voice some opinion. I'm frustrated with the Jeff. I stopped spending money. I stopped traveling. I stopped going to places. I want to see a change. I want to see for the betterment. And coach, everybody who's on this platform, not the bloggers who are watch and call, they love the football. They want to see a change. If they never love the football, right?
Yeah, more
they would not engage.
But how change are going to come? By banning? That's what we're saying?
I'm not saying that, coach. That's not what I'm saying. No, I'm not. I'm not saying you saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that.
I'm not saying you're saying, but I'm still asking the question. How is change going to come? By banning? Me see a man a comment in a comment section say, me take it personal because it look like it's going to stop a food. For who? Not me. If you talk about YouTube, I'm a sports enthusiast. You see me I say? Me no only talk football. You get what me I say? Me talk any sports. I'm a sports enthusiast.
Yeah.
Me could hear where Cranky I say because we have a big guest for show right now. The Manins man mute the mic a little bit. You want to hear where Cranky I say? Big up yourself and welcome. Cranky.
So coach, I'm a little bit confused actually. One time when I come on your program, coach, I said to you that Jamaica athletics has overachieved, and you chastised me for saying that, right? You remember that?
No, not really.
You and the gentleman who's the expert on track and field. No. You should remember. It's on your show. I said Jamaica is 3 million people. They have all these world champions. You remember that?
Oh yeah, but me still not believe it. But me not just.
But I said overachieved, and you said no, I'm wrong. They haven't overachieved, and you went on about that, right?
Yeah, but Cranky, that's not just.
Make it a point. So how you then? No, man. What you say? You disagree with me. Put it that way, right?
I agree. Yeah.
Then we're doing what I call this. Here's what we're doing now tonight. We're doing convenient comparisons. We want to pick out the worst administration and compare ourselves to them, and then say, oh, Canada is this and this is this, and so we're not that bad, right? But in other areas, we want to use the best as our comparisons. We can't have it both ways. Mm-hmm. You can't be comparing yourself to mediocrity and you want to compare yourself to the best when it's convenient. That's convenient comparisons. Doesn't work for me. Mm-hmm. So here's the point I make. If someone says ban, the principal person should be, what are the benefits? What are the merits and demerits with a ban? And what does it bring?
Those are the questions that
when we argue and but I heard when your caller came in and he was very upset about people who propose a ban, and I'm sitting here shaking my head thinking, you haven't explored, the caller hasn't explored what a ban entails, what's the implications, what does it mean for your program, and what are the benefits long-term of a ban. Sometimes you have to feel short-term pain for long-term gain. And that's why we struggle with fossil fuel, because people don't want to make the sacrifice now for a more sustainable future, right? Because those who are living now want to have their cake and eat it too. So I am not advocating a ban or not. What I'm saying to people.
Are you supporting
that? No, that's what I'm saying. I haven't explored, listen to me, coach. I haven't explored, because I know India went through it or going through it at one point, and it's draconian, right? People tell you can't have outside interference. The most corrupt organization, one of them in the planet, is going to tell you they have their rules and you have to adhere to their rules. But their rules doesn't allow for betterment. That's why people talk about FIFA and some people that I laugh. Yeah. Their rules doesn't say, you know what? I will change this organization and make it better going forward. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just agreeing with you, man. Keep talking. Because FIFA is the best organization. Not Jamaica.
Yeah, so my problem with FIFA is this, is that FIFA is not coming in as a governing body with solutions. They just say you gotta adhere to what we say. You gotta put back in place the administration. They have their process. They have their terms of reference, their charter. They have their guidelines, and you have to adhere to that. When, as we're hearing now, these guidelines can be manipulated by those in power. No different from what we see in the US today, where people have certain demographics and they change the map to fit what they want to achieve. which is what we're hearing happening here. So my solution, people, is this: please learn how to.
Cranky, we know you're the last part. Yeah? Cranky, you call on the scrutiny, you know. We now hear Cranky again, people. Look like him internet a struggle right now. So we're gonna hang up. All right, so Manins, man, big up yourself. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, man. Big up Coach's desk, Coach Minzy, and all the people in the comment section. Big up Brain Drain. I haven't
Yeah,
seen
man.
you in quite a while, so good to see you, Brain Drain.
Yeah.
It's up
People
everyone.
might ask if your son come out of your tour yet and them something there.
Big up Rob Smith, man. Always giving trouble as usual.
Yeah.
I know the regular.
Well on it. Cranky. We're gonna talk to Manins, man.
Yeah.
And then we make you come
All
on
right,
the panel.
cool.
See?
All right, cool.
That's another link, yeah. All right. Go ahead, Manins.
Yeah, man. So big up. Haven't seen him in a while. Sand out on my toe. I don't know. What kind of sun now? I don't know about no sun. No sun nothing my toe, man.
All right, Manins, the first thing I want to ask you, seeing, because I've been seeing a lot of comment in the comment section. People like them basically at you. And all of this started since you start in other color thing with the big Adidas thing, you know what I mean? So me, I wonder, Manins, what is your role in the Jamaica Football Federation? Tell people in here what go on.
I don't. All right. I feel like it's a redundant conversation. Presently, let me say it again. In June of this year, I was asked if I could dedicate some time in just reconstruction of the national team, to volunteer some time to help in the area of management. At that time, Roy Simpson was the general manager and the team manager for the senior. He was a general manager over the federation and the team manager at the same time. The team was going to be engaged in the Gold Cup, so they felt like it would have been a good opportunity to separate the functions, and it was on that premise. I was asked if I would be willing to give some time on a short-term basis, which really ends in December of this year, which would be the end of the cycle of the present Nation League up to the semifinal. Yeah. So, like I've been saying to people after these two games, what the people are saying, they won't have to say it anymore, because maybe one of them can volunteer their time, because maybe my contribution, like they said, that they need somebody more qualified, somebody who knows more about football, somebody who has been in football longer, maybe somebody who have a different complexion than Manins man and different kind of hair texture, so they will get to put up their candidates to apply. All who say so, I want to say to them, begin
So
to
we can apply, Manins.
Yeah, man. So all who want,
Okay.
this thing was for 6 months. It ends after the Canada game. You can apply as early as that to manage the Jamaica Senior Reggae Boyz team, because you won't have to contend with management. I will not be there, right?
So,
just know that, let me hope that such progress would have been made, so that when you go there, you can demand a salary and get it. So I was doing it based on the time that I had for a period of time, and I knew that I could not volunteer for a long period of time. So I decided that, listen, I can commit this amount of time because there's no cash incentive for it. So maybe somebody else is out there with expertise and knowledge, and they can go ahead and do it. You understand me?
But Manins, the reviews them over a year still enough. It sound like that based on what is happening, it might be extended based off what you have done so far in the grand scheme of things where managing the team is concerned. So do you believe that they will extend your
Well,
labor of philanthropy or volunteerism.
what they can do is they can engage me in a discussion to extend it, but extending it is not the final the final decision of the federation. Like I said the first time, I have organization that I'm a part of, which includes the church that I serve faithfully and my family, and whatever decision I make about my life, there are people who I consult: the church, God, the church, my family, and also I have persons who have my best interests at heart. And so you have to make decisions having had discussions with those persons. You don't necessarily, um, yeah, just go ahead and say, okay, let's jump ahead, let's go and do it. So I would do it that way, right? Consult people, but I know that it has taken a toll on some of my membership because they love me, and many of them feel like I don't spend as much time with them because of time dedicated. You understand me? So, um, yeah. So I am saying that there are other YouTubers, there are other persons in comment section who I think have the educational acumen and the intellectual capacity to volunteer their time, or maybe they can command a salary that they should try and do it. If
Put
they
in a
want
word there
to,
for me, Manins.
I don't need to put in a word, man. All I need to do, you're of good repute, you know. Your reputation precedes you, you know. You understand me? So, yeah, I think you should go ahead and do it, you know.
All right. So, Manin, the noise that has been making for the past few months since you have uh stepped foot into that role, has it affected you in any sort of way, psychologically, physically? Has it affected you in any way?
No, I think the biggest thing is like because um my family stay far from this, you know, in terms of they don't get engaged in the discussion, which is important to me. And I always tell people this. Um, my character is who I am when no one else is around. Your
Mm,
reputation, you really don't control your reputation because
exactly, yeah.
people can say whatever they want, but the people who mean something to you in life, they know your character. And I believe that life is built on healthy relationships. So for me personally, um, the people who are close to me, I serve on, like I said, I've said this, I serve on board for financial institutions, for schools. And at no point has my work ever been questioned. I've worked with football at the parish level, the community level, the school level. And at no point anyone has ever like questioned my integrity. So when people talk, it don't really bother me. What hurts me the most is that I think sometimes how we operate works to the detriment of young persons who want to be engaged in the sports. Because if someone were to ask me right now, if a youngster were to ask me, should I get involved in football administration, I'd probably discourage them from doing it, which is probably not the best thing to do, because I just feel like the fan base sometimes, and I speak directly to the platform that I'm on, there is a, a need to make people look bad instead of a need to, you know what, I see Coach Minzy doing this, and is there a way to make it better? I'm going to give you a good example. There is a person that represents, he's part of Raymond Anderson's side of the slate, Wayne Thompson, I'm going to call his name. And he watches the programs. And even when persons would say the YouTubers are this or that, he always finds a way to encourage and say, let's find a way of how they can be involved. I kind of find that our culture generally is very toxic to the point where it makes no sense, and we talk a lot of things, and the people who can impact society many times don't get involved because of what people who need help oftentimes say. The people who cry out for help, oftentimes, the people who want to help them don't want to help them. Don't want to help them because here's what they cannot deal with the criticism, the negativity, their families, their reputation, their characters, their, their private life being dragged into the public space in their effort to try and bring change to Jamaica.
Yeah, man. Well said, Manins. Big thought that. So people, I was making reference just now, say Manins for put in a talk for me. Let me say it categorically without reservation. I don't want the job. I don't want it. So I was just mustering just now. You understand? It's not that I'm afraid of people, but where I'm at now in my path, no, I am not going to apply for a job like that. Understand? And I think I have the requisite qualification, but nah. So Manins, one of
Yeah.
the big scrutiny that you are under is
I'm
as
under scrutiny.
they don't know that already, man. The
I didn't
microscope
know.
they pioneer, man.
I think I put up something that I'm being investigated and people thought it was a real FBI. It was not clickbaiting, it was just a football investigator. I don't know, that's what it meant, but people
Yeah,
thought
man.
it was
So
FBI for real.
that's why you're under scrutiny. Then if the football investigators
Yeah.
are look out for you and I try to find out what really happened. If you have vote yes or no, then you're not under the scrutiny, man.
Okay.
So
All right, so I can answer that. Go ahead. As best as I can answer the questions they ask,
so
So go ahead.
one of the thing that is out there, Manins, is that you work with the JFF.
All right,
You
so there are
are a
two.
part of the JFF.
All right,
I'm
so
a
there
tougher, you're agent
all right.
Manins.
Listen, like those things, I think they are trivial, but let's
Mm-hmm.
understand. All right. I think even Mr. Speed, Mr. Chung have said it. Persons on even Mr. Anderson have had this conversation where he has expressed it. Mr. Wayne Thompson. So people from both sides so have expressed that, right? Which is I am not a staff of the Jamaica Football Federation. And there's nothing like that. So let's put it this way. If you have a house to be painted, right? And you ask a painter to come and paint the house. He's a that's his that's his skill, that is expertise, that is his job. But he paints your house on a Tuesday and he completes the painting. He paints my house on a Wednesday and it takes 3 days. Then he paints the mansion owned by Ohine Blake for a month. Who is he employed to? Or is he an independent
Yeah, you
contractor?
want yeah, you might one boss, man.
There you go. So I see my agreement in that way. My agreement is, as an independent Jamaican, I made a decision to give time in this capacity, something that I've always done. And in fact, I can go on and name, right? Recently, I have been asked to be involved in the transformation of Reno. I'm talking about sports, of Reno Football Club in Westmoreland. So they have invited me to be a part of that. Something that I've always done. Before this, I even reached out to Mr. Danny Beckford about possibly working in this confed. And and if you engage him, you can ask him. I said, listen, you are the parish president. Would it make sense, seeing that you are the parish president and you have specific responsibility, if seeing that I've been a part of your administration at the Centre and Football Association, maybe in a minor role, that there's a confed role that I could play so that I would have a greater influence in helping and bringing about transformation. He said that he would not support the idea, and I said, fine. So if he had done that, though, I'd have given my time regardless of who he supports or whatever. Because for me, it's about helping with football. I've worked with the St. Anne's Bay Hospital. I've worked with schools in St. Anne. I've worked with the St. Anne Infirmary to help. So all of these things I've done because it is how I've always operated.
Yeah. But Manins, do you believe that your involvement in the management of the team, because I'm hearing those noise to that it was not properly done.
I can't listen. If
So
I
you were basically curry favor and brought in, so to
Well,
speak.
listen, people can believe what they want to believe. I can't tell you I know the complete process, but in retrospect, you must always look back at decision and listen to what people say. And is there a way that it could have been done differently? So the people who said that it was not done properly, all right, it's one thing to say that the process was not done properly. I hear people questioning. It's kind of funny, right? Because the management of the team is for 6 months, right? People question my qualification in terms of school. They question my experience in terms of work. So I believe that the task that I have for 6 months is minimal because there's a general manager and I operate under the auspices of the general manager. But yet, we are putting forward candidates to administrate an entire football body with global reach and impact, and we are not counting them as disqualified, right? We are not counting them as disqualified based on their educational background, questioning it. But yet, for 6 months, I decided to volunteer, and many persons question that. As it relates to the process by which it occurred, like I said, I can totally understand people saying that, you know what, the process could have been and should have been handled this way. So I am saying, here is an opportunity. So I want to see what all of those persons, I am saying, do your resume, put forward your qualification, and bring it up to the St. Lucia Avenue. Apply for a position. Do it then. Why complain about how something is done when you, right? When you are here and you cannot apply. So go and apply. Go and apply.
I think one of the most interesting thing that the people want to answer. I don't know if you gave it on your show today, but
Yes.
it has to do with the document that was sent out and your name seemed to be on it, and persons are saying that you are the operator of the beach football association.
Uh,
I don't know if I gave clarity on that, but that are one of the telling things
I
that
listen.
put you
What I
under
know is this,
scrutiny.
right? I was asked. So I was asked to join a WhatsApp. So let me give you the genesis of this because I don't know. Like, here's what I'm not here to change people's opinion because those who have an issue with me, whatever I say, they're going to have an
The
issue.
issue would remain.
The
Yeah.
issue. So I'm responding to you because you and I are friends. We are brethren. We have mutual respect because I'm not here to change people's opinion. People are going to believe what they want to believe, and they have their opinion. They have a right to that, even if that is not right. All right. So let me go on. All right. The I was invited to join a WhatsApp group, and the WhatsApp group I have it on my phone. It's beach. Let me call them beach football. Let me find it. I was asked to join the group. I was asked to join the group because the group has, I think, 14 persons. Beach football Jamaica, 14 participants. So when I was asked to join the group, it was that listen, we want to restart beach football in terms of competition in Jamaica, right? We want to do it in all the parishes. Would you be willing to help with that? I said fine, and I joined the group. All right,
Which is a WhatsApp group.
which is a WhatsApp group.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, out of that WhatsApp group, this whole thing with the registration and names and all of that. So I did not register any company, and I'm not the president of any company. So I cannot be the operator of any company. So if there's a document that says I operate a company and I started a company, then that is something that legally will have to go through the court, because there's no document that I have registered with any company. Is my name on a document with a registered company? Yes, that is my name. Was I in a group called Beach Football Association? Yes, I was in that group. So what people are asking, and I hear, for example, people saying that I have vote, I have no vote, and I have no reason to vote. And out of integrity, if someone were to come and say, all right, your name is on this paper, you ought to vote. Like I said on my show today, if this is investigated, the court, whether the courts of Jamaica, CONCACAF, CFU, FIFA, CSA, find out that people have done something illegal, every single person involved in it, and if Manins man is involved in it, the full measure of the law must be executed without fear or favor. And if that includes life imprisonment, without mercy, it should be extended to the fullest.
But Manins man, if you have a vote, is that a bad thing for you to have a vote? Because as a coach myself, what if I'm a part of the association and I want to go out and vote? Is that, people in the comment section, and not answer a question, is that a big issue if Coach Minzy have a vote or Manins man have a vote? Because if YouTubers could vote,
Let me give you.
why is it an issue?
So let me give you this.
Ask that.
Let me just say this to you. Again.
Hold on, Manins. People, we're not taking no call right now. You can call in after. We are ask the questions them want to hear answer, and then you can call in. So the person that is calling, may not answer.
Let me just go a little further. Based on what was decided at your recent board meeting, right? If the vloggers, if media can put together a group, they too can be a part of Pillar 3. Remember, women's football can get involved and be a part of Pillar 3. The media can be a part. It is not too late. Up until December 20, people can still be a part of Pillar 3 now, whomever they are. So people in the diaspora could form the diaspora committee with football matters. Reggae Boyz supporters club can form a committee. All they would have to do is to submit it. Make sure that they check the 15 boxes according to what Mr. Speed said. If those boxes are checked, then it is up to the board, because they will have to have a board of meeting to hear the appeals of the others, to include them in Pillar 3, because other people can be included. Because not everyone is there. So what I don't understand is why some of us, instead of coming at me, because all of a sudden, Manins man is now the issue. I did not form the constitution. I am not going to be voting. So why am I the issue? What is the real issue? Manins man involvement in football in Jamaica? Or is it a scapegoat people are looking for?
And one of the questions that come out of that to Manins, are you a director of the beach football thing association?
And that's what I'm saying to you. I think you were the first. Wayne Thompson, let me tell you this. So I'm going to call. Wayne Thompson is the first person who sent the document to me and asked me about it.
And then Coach Minze asked Manins
And then
about it.
you asked me because
Yeah.
I have not seen anything. So when I saw it, I asked questions and said, okay, because it's there. I seek, which is right to do. I have an attorney that is of high repute, one of the best in Jamaica. And they said, just let it stay. We will deal with it if it becomes a legal matter. At this point, it is not a legal matter, except that if I want my name removed, I can simply request that it be.
So
But
Manins, the follow-up question is that,
yes,
because may I hear a lot of things, and from what I heard is that
yes.
there are video footage or footages to indicate that a pastor actually went through and did the whole registration.
All right. A pastor. Hey, here's the thing. So, can you get in a message? Coach Minze. People, I want you to tell the person I give you full permission to play any video that I am on and give me the deal.
No, I'm not getting a message just now. It was before now I hear.
Here's what, because it's a serious allegation. If somebody's telling you that, here's what I want you to do, because now this is where I'm going to have to speak to my attorney, because if someone says to you they have video footage, because I can tell you all, I want them to tell you, because people are on my show know when I'm on it, and when I'm not on my show, I know exactly where I'm at, because I have to sign in and sign out, and I was not around. So even when this thing was sent to me, the day I was not here. When you called me, I was somewhere. So what I want you to do, because I'm telling that people are creating mystery, find out from tell the person, whomever, or them or they, to send you video footage. And what I want you to do, honestly, I want you to put it before the people of Jamaica and call out Manins man. Because if Manins man is corrupt, if Manins man is lying, I want it to be public. But the person is doing that and sowing mischief, they must be called out. Because I can give you all my location since this whole thing. So ask them or find out from those who are saying that to present the video footage, or at least give you the day. And if they give you the day of the video footage and the time, all right, I can confirm with you with clear evidence where I was. Anytime, night or morning, because the company offices operate from around 8 to 6. And I can tell you every place I've been. So,
all right, so
find that out.
Person still wanted to answer the question. If you're a director of the club, of the association, and did you willfully give permission or know that you would be a part of that association?
Here's what now. So there are persons from, they can say what they want, from Mr. Raymond Anderson Singh, who are trying to create a legal case. So what they want Manins man to do is come up and say illegal things were done so they can form their case. What I'm saying to them, Manins man is not going to interfere in any electoral process, watch me, between Mr. Raymond Anderson and Mr. Michael Ricketts. Because Mr. Raymond Anderson and Mr. Michael Ricketts wrote the same constitution that they are contesting. They unanimously agreed to it. Manins man is going to wait until after their electoral process to answer their questions. Because I am not going to give no one no ammunition to use in no case. Let them go and create their cases. They already set. Them have video footage. So if them have video footage of me operating and starting a company, use that in the case. Use that in the case. Present it in the case. And like I said, I let the police get involved. They have a very good attorney. They have a very good attorney. Jackie Cummings, I think they say the attorney. Let her write to me that they have video footage of me registering a company. I am not going to answer any question that puts one party or one candidate over the other.
Oh, so if you answer the question, if you're a director or not, or you give permission, that will give.
You know what is so funny? You know what is so funny? They have all the other names. They have all the other names of the people. But the one vlogger, they want to present them with material for their case. Because they can ask the same question of all the other people. There are 14 persons in the group. 14 people. And the only person they are calling is me.
Manins, man.
Why?
So that means you're a star, Manins.
There are 14 persons. So
why do you think you're so much important in this scenario, Manins?
Because I rate your credibility. Everything that I'm saying to you, I'm going to present to you, you know. After the show, I'm going to give it to you so you can have the evidence. What I want them to do is to come and present the evidence that they have.
So, based on what I get, Manins, because people let me in the comment section while you answer a question, but based off what I'm getting from you is that if you answer the question, it's like your side with or give ammunition to one party. That's what you're saying, right?
Wherever, again, there you go, Neil. Because, right? There you go.
Okay,
so let me say it again. People want me to, you think I have an attorney? He's one of the biggest in Jamaica. Biggest. One of the.
Who that champion?
I'm a family. A big attorney in Jamaica. One of the biggest. So tell them to write. I'm asking them, you know, because here's what I want them to do. I want them to make it a legal issue because they have me on video.
So Manins, the company that was registered, the beach football, is it a part of the whole voting of the election that is coming up next year?
I can go by what Mr. Carver Stewart said. Mr. Carver Stewart was on a program, and he said that he never ever called my name. He said, Bruce Gaynor, Patrick Malcolm, and he said, and the other one who is employed to the JFF. That is how he referred to the third person, right? And he said this. This is what he said, you know. He said, he then went on to say, Bruce Gaynor and Patrick Malcolm are aligned. To be fair to Carver Stewart, he never put my name in anything like that. People, go and listen back to it. So, again, the people who are saying this are the same people who had an issue with me working at the JFF. They are the same people who had an issue with me interviewing people on my platform from the JFF until others started interviewing them. They are the same people who have an issue with why past players come on my channel. So no matter what I do, they're going to have a problem.
Okay.
It don't matter because I'm not here to. The truth is like a lion, you know. You set it free and it will defend itself. Let me say it again. Here's what I want to happen. I want them, because all that is there that they're asking, it is in the public domain. If a company is registered, any attorney on either side can go to the company's office of Jamaica.
Yeah, it's on the website.
But that's what so like, honestly, the stupidity of the dialogue on YouTube is crazy, because any sensible attorney in Jamaica can get all the information they want about who signed, about who this, at the company's office. They can. They can get all of that. They can, Neo, who is an attorney, can tell you that if there's a legal case, you can write just in the same way you can get people's phone record. You can go and get those things. You can go and get it and prove that people are.
Yeah, man.
Because what is the issue? Is
people,
the issue
people
that
probably don't want to pay the money to get it, man. Because I think if you go on the thing, you have to pay to retrieve those information.
but this is a legal case. It's a legal case. So I am saying, here it is. Again, let's go by it, right? Let's put what they say. An illegal company is formed. Should not be formed. So they should not vote. I have no problem with that. Don't give them a vote. Shut the company down because it don't affect me. Here's what I'm asking you. So that's 2 votes.
From the beach football?
It's because each of these 7 pillars in 7 things in C, apparently it's 2 votes per. Isn't that how it is? I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But I think based on how the numbers are, I think it is 2 votes for all the persons in that pillar. All right? So, all right. If I'm a candidate and I believe that this matter will affect me winning an election, this company cannot exist no matter who is on it. It cannot. It must be stopped immediately. Must be stopped. All right? It doesn't matter to Manins, man. It don't matter to me because I don't have a vote, and even if I had a vote in my own personal integrity, I would not vote, and I have my reasons for that. I would not vote even if I had a vote. Even if my club were in the league, I would abstain in this election from voting.
So if I'm a part of this coaches association and I want to vote, me can't make the people in most of me I go vote because fire go burn for me.
No, what is that? But so in for example, the coaches association, right? I was talking to Vin Blaine today. So if say they say, all right, we done away with Mr. Rudolph Speed's group that they said fine. Let's use the Vin Blaine original formed one, right? With all of those coaches. Who will vote? Will it be all the coaches in Jamaica? Will it be the coaches in the present one? Or is it the person who heads it that gets the vote? When Issa, for example, has a vote, because people have a problem with management. Someone came out and said, one candidate said, listen, the president of Issa is going to be my vice president. Issa has a vote. You have said that the president is going to be your vice president. Is there anything wrong with that?
But Manins, based on me here, them not kick out Issa out of the pillar.
No, that's what I'm saying, that they still have, because remember there is, as far as I know, that's what I'm saying, and Neo put it up earlier. If you look at Neo's comment, and I would say to people, go and read the Constitution and understand it. Go and read it.
Cranky.
See somebody putting up something, so
yeah.
There it is, people. Go and read it, because a lot of you talking about money. Just go and read, man. Please go and read. and don't put out information that is inaccurate. Go and read. Go
Good
and
night,
read.
coach.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
Manins, man, getting some more medicine tonight.
No, man, what I'm saying, though, let me just finish it. No, man. No, man.
Manins, man, hot seat.
I'm good in it. No, man. Coach, what I'm saying, though, is that Issa is not barred or banned. Issa can still get 2 votes. All they have to do is have the other boxes ticked. Because remember, they said, that is it, Remember, they have up until the 20th. So this idea that they have been thrown out and they will not is not true. That is why you could still get to a case where
because they have up until December XYZ.
That's what I'm saying, that even the people here who are talking now can form a group for registration to vote.
Yeah, because the time not elapsed.
That's what I'm saying. So but the people are not reading. They are
that is a part of the Constitution. And the same Cummins lady said.
Yes. So Cranky can say, okay, guys, let's come together. Let's meet a group. Let's do this and get involved. And so we can get 2 votes. You submit to the board before the 20th. And they can say, you know what, we are going to accept them.
Yeah.
And and Cranky and his group gets 2 votes because they see them as an affiliate based on their influence and impact on football. So none of the places have been excluded because it is very possible that when the appeal goes in, they will say, let's use the original Vin Blaine Coaches Association. Let's use the original Andrew Price Beaches. That is still possible.
Coach, here's a couple of things. The process is too subjective, Coach. It's almost like we make it up as we go along. So again, with a constitution, and it's not definitive as clear as to what the true criteria is in terms of who can vote, what the requirements are. We're talking about different associations. We're talking about beach. We're talking about a lot of different things. It doesn't seem as definitive as it needs to be to make sure there's no ambiguity in the process. And just lead yourself. Well, you're not as tight as you need to be in a coach. Lead yourself to a legal challenge at some point. Either side wins, there's going to be some legal challenge along the way, or when this process is complete. So you have to make it as tight as possible so there's no ambiguity about how this is supposed to work.
Yeah. But Katie is asking a question that why was the deadline removed from June to December? From listening to what the lawyer said, it tells me that some document was presented in terms of to have extension.
But who signs off on that? Is that the board's purview to sign off?
Yeah, we know, and that's what she said. She didn't know who this information was coming from.
Yeah, but if she's the attorney,
so people is saying, Cranky, is that some of these associations were formed because they want to strengthen whichever side of the spectrum they wanted to vote from.
But here's the thing, Coach. Here's the thing. That's why I'm saying it's not as tight as it should be. It leaves itself open to scrutiny. It leaves itself open to manipulation. That could be oversight or deliberate. Who knows? But the parties to the both parties on different sides of the aisle, Coach, are privy to all of this and how it's supposed to transpire, right? They both should have their eyes wide open as to how this would work. So if you run first to get your association sign up, to get your delegates aligned, to make sure you get your votes and what you have to do to get those votes, that's politics. When you go to electoral process about politics, and who can best manipulate the situation to achieve their given objective.
That is it, Cranky. So at the end of the day, here's it. The people who are involved in the process and writing the Constitution are the persons. So let's get down to it, right? And this is what was out in the public. There was 5 persons, I think they said 4 persons didn't vote, 1 person abstained for whatever they were doing at their last meeting. That is what came out in the public about all of this, all right? So my position is this. Either side, there is quote-unquote votes to benefit, right? Because if one party believes the former group would support me and one believe that the latter group will support me, we can all understand why one would want the former group, one would want the latter group. That is supposed to be dealt with in a legal case. And once the attorney or the constitution says this one exists, then fine. However, what should happen, which is what I said on my show, and I will say it again, if I had the power, I would say, seeing that there is some issue with your functions and registrations, I am going to remove all of you. Right? Here's what I'm going to do. So the past players have gone through. If there are other new groups, I will bring them on. But for you, there's an old one, a former one. Some people believe you'll support that side. Some people believe this one will support that side. This is not good for the electoral process. And then when this is done, will one be defunct? And the other one operating? So what was the need of them voting? Will they be merged? If those things cannot be answered, they should not be allowed in the process. That is my position. But organizations like ISA should be included. GISA should be included. Intercal should be included because there's no conflict with those. The Past Players Association should be included. I believe the Media Association of Jamaica should apply and be included. I think women's soccer, giving the girls a voice, should not be included. But these conflicting cases should not have an opportunity. That is my position.
All right, we have a caller online. Caller, go ahead.
Okay, excuse me, Mr. Manins.
Yeah, man, go ahead, sir.
Hello.
Yes, in my ear, man.
Yeah, I have about 3 or 4 questions for you, and I might make about 2 statements. Is that okay?
Identify yourself.
Double.
Okay.
Double. If no, let me talk to him all the while.
All right.
Is that okay, sir?
Yeah, man. Double, go on, run a thing, man.
All right. I'm just interested in the answer for the question that I'm gonna ask you, and no more.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And the reason why I'm asking you this question is because I hold you in high regard, and I want to remain so. Right. I'm not gonna question the legality because I'm not a lawyer, but I have to question the morality, if there's such a word. Right. All right. Did you know about the document that your name is on before?
All right, so let me answer the question. My legal advice is there are people who are looking for evidence to create a legal case. Therefore, answering a particular question creates for them the ammunition they need for a case. Allow them to create their case, and then you can speak about the matter until it becomes a legal issue. What you are trying to, and we're going to go back over it and over it and over it. I don't know how else I can explain it because some people are not going to understand.
You can't answer the question, Double.
All right, but Manins, man, right? All right.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that. But what I'm asking you to do, right? Put yourself in other people's position, right? If me form a company, right? There shouldn't be any issue if I know that my name is on it. But I'm not gonna debate with you on that. I'm gonna go on to the next question, right? All right. The document that your name is on, right? Mr. Speed came on your program and said, no beach football is active in Jamaica. Is active in Jamaica. Were you aware of that? That there was no beach football active in Jamaica?
Because there's no beach football playing in Jamaica. There's no beach football competition.
Manins, man.
So there's no beach football playing in Jamaica. Right. Everybody knows that. So I don't understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So there's no beach football. Yeah.
All right. Man, just answer my question. Because you know, Manins, man.
All right. Isn't that the answer that I'm supposed to give? There's no beach football. Except like down a Sharkies, them have beach, night beach football competition. So I don't know. I answer the question.
Yeah, you answer one and you didn't answer the other. But I'm gonna move on to my next question, right?
Which is no man. All right, no.
Hold
I'm
on,
Coach Minzy.
caller.
I want to
Manins,
answer.
hold on,
I want
Manins.
no man.
Manins,
I want to
no,
answer your
hold on,
question.
Manins, hold on.
No man. So which question I didn't answer? Can you repeat the question I didn't answer?
No man.
The first one,
the first question, caller, he answered the question, but the answer that you're looking for, he cannot answer what you want. So him give you the answer that is
all right,
basically in his purview, from what I'm understanding. So you get answer to
and
two questions.
I understand that, but
remember him says a legal thing, you know,
right,
so he
but
can't answer. And if him answer, then people are gonna concoct some sort of, you know, legal thing.
all right. Can I give an opinion? Can I give an opinion on that? Or I just got to go to the next question?
Ask the next question and then you give your opinion.
All right. Manins man, document, right? Was it created to help the JFF to win the election? It's just a yes or no question.
Oh, you can't. You're gonna ask me if a document was created to help the GFF win the election. I don't. How am I going to know that? I didn't create any document. What are you asking me? Come on, Coach Minzy. Maybe
Because
you need to take the question, rephrase the question that makes sense. Here's what the man is asking me. If the document, what document was created to help the GFF to win the election? Which GFF to win which election? What is this?
You're a pastor and you know shouting is
no, but Bob, listen to the question. I'm asking for understanding of the question. So, Cranky, can you please, or Brian, can one of you please explain the question to me? Because I'm not understanding it.
Yeah, good night.
Yeah, all I'm asking, if it's simple, you know what JFF mean, you know what document mean, and you know what created mean. So you can answer the question. So let me ask you again. And you can tell me no, or you can tell me you can't answer. Was the document created to help the JFF win the election?
What document?
That's all I'm asking.
And what JFF election? Which helped which JFF to win the election? Which JFF?
So can I jump in?
How can the JFF win the JFF? How can I jump in? Can I? Which election can the JFF win?
So
okay.
So here's what the caller is saying.
Hold on, caller. You're cranky.
So the caller's question is an interesting one, because what he's basically asking the question is this. He's saying that it appears that people are trying to position themselves to have the best chance to win the election. And if you create association in tiers 1, 2, and 3, such as you control the coaches association, you control the beach football, you have a vote. If it's in your favor, then if you have the association, the other team doesn't, and you can vote for that position, and you get a better chance to win. Right? I think that's the question he's asking.
All right, so let me break down. Let me help, because Dubbob is a regular person on the show. So what Dubbob is asking is if the groups that are being formed is to help, is not for the JFF, it's to help a particular candidate. It must be that. It can't be for the JFF. So let's clarify that. So it can't be for the JFF to win an election. Let me help you and let me help you and answer your question. Let me help you and answer your question.
Hold on, Manins. Caller, hold on, no. Caller.
About
oh, geez, one say brawl.
Go ahead, Manins.
All right. Okay. This is not a brawl. All I'm seeking to do is to help someone that I know and talk to with the question so I can give him an answer. If he doesn't, then that is fine. My understanding, based on what Cranky just said, is that he's asking this question. Are these bodies that are being formed to the benefit of one candidate so they will win the election for being president of the JFF, either Michael Ricketts or Raymond Anderson? That is the question that is being asked of me. All right? Did I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Man, you can fly from Jamaica, and you can fly and go all around the world. But I'm going to take a connecting flight like where you are doing.
All right.
Yeah, coach. Coach.
Well, I make Manins answer a question, sir, and then you come in. Answer the Manins. Man say that
Okay.
to the connecting flight, you know, straight
Straight flight, the man I take Bridget. Straight flight.
Funny thing. Listen,
Yeah.
this
Straight.
fella, Manins,
So,
the man say
Double,
not take the connecting flight.
Double, I did not prepare any documents,
Yes, my
number
brother.
one. Number two, I believe that all the things that are happening on both sides, including the formation of these new companies, should be stopped if they are not in keeping with the Constitution and they are not legal. I believe they should not influence the electoral process to put anyone in power to run Jamaica's football, whether that be Raymond Anderson or that be Michael Ricketts. If I had a say in this thing, I would block all of the conflicting ones and allow the ones without conflict to have votes. That is my position. I did not prepare any document or a part of any preparation of
All right,
document.
Manins, man. All right.
You satisfied?
Yeah.
All right, listen, right?
Oh, I'm still
Yeah,
on.
finished. All right, Manins, man, you are well in the court of law, but morally, you are doing very poor.
Okay.
Good
Well,
luck to you, my brother.
yeah.
All right, all right.
Listen. What I would say is that, you know, let me.
Yeah, Manins, don't say that.
Much
Hey,
respect.
Manins, don't say that.
No, man. Much respect. I will not. Much respect, man.
Manins, don't say that.
No,
All
Brad.
right.
You know what I was.
All right, Double.
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
up
man.
yourself, Double. We are going to hear from Brian right now. Big up
Yeah,
yourself.
man. So, coach.
Yeah.
All right. So first, let me explain the voting thing. So it's supposed to be 56 votes.
It sound like you know one bathroom or something, Virgin. The hollow.
Oh, I'm in my office. I don't know if that's the reason why.
Oh, your
but
office. Okay, bro. Go ahead. Calling from his office.
yes. So what I'm saying is the voting. At first, them say it's supposed to be 57 votes, but I think now them take like 56. So how me know I make it up? So you have 13 parish associations that each get 2 votes. That's 26. Yeah, check with me. And then you have the top 4 teams in the most recent Jamaica Premier League season prior to the elections, and that would have been June 2023. Top 4 teams in the Premier League and the top 4 teams in Tier 2. Them get 1 each. No, them get 2. No, wait, I think them get 1 each. Because a 16 vote come from the top 4 teams for men Premier League, top 4 for Tier 2, the top 4 women's Premier League team, and the top 4 women's Tier 2. Now, my understanding, well, there's no women's Tier 2, so my understanding is that the top 4 women team will get 2 votes instead of 1. That will make up the 16, and then from Pillar 3, you have 7 entities, each getting 1 vote. My understanding is that those entities are supposed to be ISA, the PFJL, Intercal, Coaches Association, Referee Association, Beach Football,
and Past Players
Association. So that's my understanding that those are the 7 entities that if they apply for and their affiliation status are accepted by the JFF board or whichever other group they're using to accept affiliation, then each of those entities will have 2 votes. So there are a few issues I have with this situation. So one, when the constitution was being created, the JFF, including Ricketts, Anderson, and all of them who helped to build the constitution, would have been aware that we're not going to have a tier 2 female program because the mandate of the technical committee, based on what I've heard, is to professionalize the Women's Premier League by 2025. Now, I can't see how you're going to have a tier 2 for a women's Premier League when you don't even have a fully run women's tier 1 league, meaning it reach professional standard yet. So I think they should have foreseen that and not allocate the votes there, because now there is it kind of look away now when they give the top teams them 2 votes each. I mean, appearance. Secondly, the election, they were the pillar 3 entities were supposed to register their affiliation or be approved or something to that effect on June 30. And I think that would have allowed for the election to be called in September or whenever, based on when Rickett's slate would have ended. However, the JFF is contending that there are no pillar 3 entities whose affiliation was submitted or accepted. And so the election could not have been held because you need at least 1 nomination from pillar 3 as a candidate to be duly nominated. So they are saying election couldn't keep because there was no pillar 3 as at the time when they are saying the thing should cut off. Thus, they extended them carried further, and I think they had a meeting last week, and I guess the board decided to extend the nomination of affiliates for pillar 3 up to December, because I think the pillar 2 would have picked themselves already based on how them finished the season, and pillar 1 automatic. They don't need they don't need to be there's no special need for them. The thing about it though is, and I don't know how we're going to get out of it, because here's the thing. Ricketts, through his persons, are seeking to register their associations, beach soccer, coaches, all them things there, because he thinks that he'll get his nomination and his votes from there. Equally,
hold on, Brian. So if that pillar was not given the extension to register,
no election can keep according to them constitution.
Election could have been held, right?
No, because you need a pillar 3.
Because it would have been short of the number to actually
not necessarily not well, yeah, but yeah, it would have been short, but them according to the constitution, you need a representative from each pillar to nominate you. And I think the credence is lesser credence is given to pillar 3 because them say you need at least 1. I'm not sure if it's 1 or more. I think it's more than 1 you need from the other pillars. But for pillar 3, they must say you need 1. So what I'm saying is, given all that's going on, and now Anderson is seeking too that the persons in pillar 3 who were there before, according to him, should have their affiliation upheld by the JFF and not allow these new entities, because he Anderson thinks that he will get his vote and his nomination from this pillar. So I think with all of the bright minds that are up at the JFF, I think the most reasonable solution is for them, for this election, the board should meet and do away with pillar 3.
But how you to get the other numbers them in?
Coach, and you minus the 14 votes and use the other votes to call the election, because this is what will happen. If them I remember they accept the new coach association, the beach soccer association, and some other entity now, because I think three persons were accepted in pillar 3. And Mrs. Scam is perceiving that these 3 persons are all a part of Ricketts group, and they will nominate him, nominate Ricketts, not nominate him, and he will not get his nomination. While if the JFF did say, yo, we now accept them 3 and use the other people them from long time, Ricketts group would have contend that they are being sabotaged. So when I said there is no way to make a middle ground. So do away with pillar 3. For the purposes of this election, do away with pillar 3. After the election has been completed, you allow the persons to go bring forth their registration and documents, and then the JFF board, whatever the board is at that time, decide on what's the next move for. Because whatever happens now, you see, once any entity from pillar 3 is entered,
right, it's
the election is a big task. Going to be brought to disrepute. So that's my view.
Yeah, that is true, Brian. And like Manins was saying earlier, just do away with them too. Same thing you're saying, and just move on with what was there before. But hear me, I invited Manins on my show. So Manins, I apologize for the caller, Dubob, attacking you. And persons are saying I should control the callers and what they say. It is very difficult to control what the callers are going to say. So one thing I can say is that, Manins, I apologize for allowing those, what do you call it, disparaging thing to be said about your morality. And you wanted to respond, but I'm happy you did not, because it might probably put you in another light. And you're in the fire and cheer. So no more thing come at you. But the person that is in the waiting room, declare yourself now, because Cranky. Oh, okay.
Cranky fell off.
Okay.
I had to change
No,
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, true, Mr. JFF. Yeah, man. May I hear
That's
him,
me.
man?
I'm to pay agent, but I didn't type in the profile right.
Okay.
You're a JFF agent?
Yeah, I'm
Careful
JFF
now,
agent. No, because I'm at some place and I have a speed problem. My battery's dying on my phone.
Oh, wow.
So I had to borrow someone's device to put back in.
All right. So we have our next caller online. Caller, go ahead. Hello?
I'm very confused of one thing Brian said and one thing Management said. I will start with Brian. If you need one of those pillar 3 to be nominated, and you do away with pillar 3, aren't you going against the constitution of nomination?
Yeah, caller.
I thought he said the board had to approve it. That's what he said.
Yes, so caller. As it is now, based on the constitution, you need at least one nomination from pillar 3. Based on the position the JPF is in now, it is clear that they cannot decide without any flare of contradiction who is to be in pillar 3. So I'm saying the reasonable thing to do is to do it, because if they pick, remember now, if they pick the persons who appear to be on Mike's side, Raymond is going to be disgruntled. If they set the persons who appear to be on Raymond's side, Mike is going to be disgruntled. So I'm saying, in order for the thing to operate or for good sense to prevail, I'm saying the board who all met and approved this constitution need to meet back and do away with pillar 3 for the purposes of this election. Otherwise, we're going to still be in this back and forth. Who shall register association? Which association more valid? Who they a long time? Who just come? So I just said that's my suggestion to solve the problem in the interim, for want of a better term.
Let me, because the caller said with me as well, so let me respond.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question? Management, hold on for a second, Management, hold on. The Beach Association, there was a Beach Association there before. There was also a coaching association before 2023. Were these associations active or dormant? You hear me?
Yeah, we hear the question.
Okay, so Contestant, can you answer that question? Were these two associations active or dormant?
I am not certain if they're active or dormant, because
the matter is not a. Okay. You want me to answer?
No, but because okay.
I'm asking if I should answer the question. No, man. I'm just asking if I should. Sir, all I'm doing is, I'm just asking you a question. If you don't want me to answer, it's okay. That's all I'm asking. If you want me to answer, it's okay.
Go ahead, Management. Go ahead, Management. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Active and affiliation are two different things. The matter is, even when Vin Blaine spoke today, he said he had requested from somewhere between 2011 and 13 to have affiliation so that they would have been voted. The process of affiliation was not completed. What they are trying to do now is to get either the past entity affiliated because they are not affiliated, or to get the new one affiliated. So whether they are active or not is not the matter. It is whether which one should be affiliated, not which one was active or not active. Does that make sense to anybody?
Okay, management. One of the things you have to realize, okay? Association may be active and not be affiliated. But how come the people who associate with Ricketts' team form two association and then try to be and also try to affiliate it with the federation so they have the capability of voting? It looks very strange.
But that's what Brian said, sir. That's what Brian said.
Let me finish. Man, let me finish. Mrs. Stewart said the other night that since last year, the federation should have put out the requirements how you can be affiliated with the association, the federation. And they have not put out the requirements how you can be affiliated until probably sometime in October or September. Okay? So now, you come across to me, those two associations that were accepted by the committee recently, they have inside information how the process works. That's how it come across to me.
Okay.
And that's not fair because that's my inside information and people must share with other associations.
So, sir, with all due respect, Brian has said the same thing. I have said the same thing. At no point did any of us say the latter should be given affiliation. I have not said that. I have not said I am in agreement with it. Brian did not say that. Both of us have said, seeing that there's conflict with two in particular, right? So that means 5 of the 7 pillars in there are needed. I have said, get some others and don't put those in it, because it's not a matter of how active they are. It is simply this, that Vin Blaine said he was seeking affiliation. He said when the new organization came up, they had one meeting, but nothing happened out of it. The point I'm making is that I agree that they should have put out the things from the Vin Blaine time from 2013, what it would require. But the Constitution was drafted afterwards.
Yeah.
So when the Constitution was drafted, at that point, which is 2020, I agree the information should have gone out there.
But
when it was finally done, I agree that it's too late. But I am saying, what we need to wait and see is when Vin Blaine groups check all the box and the other group check all the box, which one will get affiliation? That is what we need to wait and see.
Now,
That is up until the 20th.
Can I just jump in here?
As AM said, both candidates never have the inside information to all of these
Exactly, but I
because
keep
of
on
the
saying that to
Constitution.
people. I keep on saying that both of them sign off on the document with all of these things.
Yeah,
Both of them had it.
No, but guys, can I jump in for a second?
Mm-hmm.
The level of incompetence is staggering. Like, seriously, staggering. If you just take a step back and assess the entire situation about activity of organization, affiliation of organization, if the right hand and the left hand have no idea what they're doing, we end up in a mess. It is staggering. You can just register an association and think you can vote. Like, do people really sit back and think about this and say, you know what? Isn't this a reflection of the JFF at large and how they operate? It's amazing that you're having this dialogue now, a month or two before an election. Like, all those things have been worked out in.
Cranky, they know. Cranky, hold on, Cranky. They knew about it.
Wasn't the coach. Why is the attorney for Raymond's team now challenging these things?
Let me give you why, Cranky. Because what I mean, let me say this. I'm going to send you back a show on this program when Neo had the Constitution and spoke about this matter. Formula was on it. And even we as vloggers were saying that we should come together and form an association and get affiliation. This was out there.
Of
But
course.
I keep on telling people, the two candidates did not know that they were going to go up against each other.
So
And now
that's why
people are
they
attacking.
delay. Yeah.
And that is why all of this, because they didn't plan to. But of recent months, they decided to. And all of a sudden, and Manins man and these people and Minzy and Brian and Frankie, we are the problems.
So can I say so? I want to go back to something that we talked about earlier. I hate to go back, but I have to. Manning's man, you may not like this, but I'm gonna go back anyway. So the question was asked of Manning's man as to why he can't answer the question about his name on I guess it's a registration incorporation document. So if you sit in management's seat, and I think that's what management trying to say, but he needs to work on his political communication. I'm gonna give him a hard time about this. So here's my view on this. If Manning's man says yes, I supported it, I'm part of the association, the view will be that Manning's man is a sellout. He's trying to vote for the JFF, and part of the association votes for the JFF. If Manning's man says I can't answer the question because if I answer the question, I'm part of this 40-man group in a chat, and if I answer the question, this is how I'm interpreting this. I may be putting my friendship at risk or calling somebody out. That's not what I meant to do. I'm just being transparent. So he's between a rock and a hard place. Which if I was in his shoes, I probably wouldn't answer the question either. Because I darn if I do and I darn if I don't. Right? But it won't come across well to the audience. Because they say Manning's man is supposed to be the authority on morality and transparency. And now he's calling legalese and he's calling about his attorney as a way of defending, right? So I understand where he's coming from, but that's what happens when you're in this situation. It's going to happen periodically. I would say this, though, but what people also don't take from management comment is saying, even if I'm part of this organization, and let's say I did want to be part of it, I'm telling you, they shouldn't be allowed to vote. So it's none and void, even if my name is there, because I'm saying they shouldn't be allowed to vote, given how they were registered, right? Which sort of ties you to the answer as to where he actually ended up. But people don't seem to put two and two together. So at the end of the day, he's saying, if you guys think like what his name says about me and morality, I am still trying to tell you, I don't think the organization should vote. So it's all negated. It shouldn't matter whether or not my name is on it, because I'm saying they shouldn't vote. So would I give would I allow them to do it or not, should be irrelevant, because I'm saying they shouldn't vote. If I did sign up or didn't sign up, it shouldn't matter, which is where you should come out eventually. But I'll say this, Coach, and Manning's man, you are saying people knew about this. If you want transparency, you cascade information so people are clear as to what's required. If Vin Blaine is now asking this, who used to coach the national team, about coach association, about ISA, about media, if people set up all these questions, then you have done a good job of communicating to the pertinent audience that you want to be part of the process, as far as I'm concerned, right? Or if you did, they weren't listening.
Guys, get the information.
Or they didn't care, so now they care because it's at their point.
Because they have put their foot in the race. That's what I'm theorizing. Because, like we said, remember the Constitution was redone, and these persons would have been a part of. You got to tell me, say the VP, who was a part of the whole process. Even when he put his foot in a race, he never remember say that a part of the Constitution.
Well, I have nothing to say about the VP because I have a view on the VP which I've expressed on numerous times. But I'll say this: sometimes to be fair to the VP and even Ricketts, sometimes you can't anticipate all scenarios. That's why the U.S. Constitution of Amendment, right? Or time have passed when you learn more about things. Some situations do occur when you're forming terms of reference or you're forming constitutions, and you make amendments to that. The question is, what's the amendment process look like? So does the Constitution allow amendments to occur? The process allow amendments to occur? And if so, given what they know today and how they want it to be, do both sides agree to some amendments to the Constitution? Which then, Coach, you're still in a problem because we're supposed to expand. I'm sure FIFA signed off on this. We're supposed to expand the pool. If management said people in tier 3 shouldn't vote, then you're going against the Constitution. If you amend it, it's a convenience amendment. Who benefits from the amendment? No matter how you look at this, it's a mess.
No. All right. So what I am saying, I'm not saying that tier 3, pillar 3 should not have a vote. What I am saying, they have no issues with GISA. They have no issues with Intercal. They have no issues with ISA. Once they meet the 15th stuff, They have no issue with the past player
Caller, we have
association.
the next call here.
So, right?
But Manins, here's the difference, Manins, man.
So
Manins, here's the difference. You're
here's
talking
what I'm
about,
saying.
but Manins, you're
Why
talking
not?
about recognized organizations,
Yeah, man.
recognized,
So
been in existence for a long time.
no, what I'm saying, exactly. All of these organizations I'm calling have been in existence for a while. ISA, the JPL, Intercal, which is now 3, the past players, which is now 4, and they can go JISA, the Jamaica Independent School, which is 5. My suggestion is that there are 2 that are giving problems: the beach and the coaches.
So kick with
All
them
right,
first.
they can and the referees 3. So what they need to do is to do away with those for this cycle.
Yeah.
There are other entities that have been around. The Media Association of Jamaica should now try to get registered, so they will still have the 7 entities in Pillar 3 with the said 14 vote, but those, because there's such conflict.
Yeah,
that's all I'm suggesting, you know.
So just input some
Yeah, because
associations
other
that were
persons,
there already. Yeah.
because other persons can still apply. Like female football could say, okay, let us apply for the December 20th deadline, and they get one of the slots. The Media Association applies, involve the vloggers, they get one of the slots. Maybe the Diaspora Committee should form a group and get one of the slots. And then they have now like 12 to choose 7, because it can't go past the 7. And they can say, okay, Beach, there's some conflict. Stay where you are, sort out yourself, and then come back in 4 years. Coaches Association, sort out yourself, because the board still have that power as long as they get 7. Because applying don't mean that you will be accepted.
All right, we have a caller online. Caller, go ahead.
Yeah. Greetings to everybody in the panel and your viewers and listeners. I've been listening to the program on and off, so I don't know. I don't know if I miss anything. But my question is simple to Manins, man. Why are you on here answering questions and trying to sound? When I was listening, sound like you're trying to defend yourself against. I don't know. I don't know if there's some allegation.
Yeah, man.
But why are you answering any of these questions to try and clarify anything?
Because
under scrutiny right now.
You know that because Minzy and I, so I say that because sometimes if I have the conversation, I think on my platform, people may think like I have a bias towards myself. So I said, let me come and talk to Minzy, because I'm not going to change. Because I know, Peter, that regardless of what I say, before this came up, it is the said people who had an issue with me. Before I started doing what I was doing at the JFF, it is the said people that had an issue with me. And if I stop tomorrow, the said people are going to have an issue with me. If I stop my channel, the said people go on the next platform and have an issue with me. So I'm not here to really defend myself against them. And I said that. I'm here to help people to understand the process. And I come back to what Cranky has said. All of this, all right, Neo has the constitution. Many people in here have the constitution, you know. Yeah, and Peter, I'm sure that Neo, myself, Coach, Minzy, Formula, Cataract, Devon Porter, all sat on this, going through the constitution, formulating ideas about how the diaspora could be involved in the electoral process. Up to that point, nobody took a step towards it. So that means if we knew the constitution, how come the candidates did not know that they needed Pillar 3 persons, and they did not know that the people who they were going to call on to support them in Pillar 3 were not properly affiliated to at least nominate them? At what point did they realize this? Is this just in June? Or because this whole election thing didn't start in January, you know, it started way after. So because the timing of putting up themselves for the election is so concise, it is what is causing the problem. So now the constitution that they established is really kicking against their desire to be elected. And this is the conflict. And I don't think we, the people, should even be discussing it. We should let them fight it out, and we discuss football on the field.
But Manins, I don't agree that they shouldn't bring it up. They have to do what it is in their best interest to win, right? People gotta understand this.
Yeah.
Both candidates gotta figure out, how do I get the votes to win the election? And sometimes it's by any means necessary.
And if it is not going one's way, Cranky, I'm gonna call out the next
Did
one.
you hear Trump call out, say if he loses, it's a fraud?
Yeah.
And if he wins, he's silent.
A part of election. And that's a bad thing about any sort of political campaigning. That's
I think the problem here, though, coach, is that
that's why I'm involved in something there, you know.
I think the problem here, coach, is that
is the problem, coach.
But coach, we want electoral
you have to
processes.
get involved, coach.
Yeah, we want the electoral process, coach, because then how can we make changes to
Manins.
benefit the country and football?
No, but me I put you on Cranky on my slate for 2027.
What's it now? 2020? Yeah. I mean, I know what slate that is. I don't like up on slate, you know, because slate robot.
I hope I know with reindeer them, you know.
And Peter and Neil.
But I will say this though, coach, is that as they go through the Constitution, these things happen, right? You can't anticipate everything. I would think some things are sort of basic though. But you got to sort of work through where some of the openings are, some of the challenges are, what could be subject to challenge, and then close those loopholes, right? Which I think that there's some gaps here that needs to be closed, and they may have to postpone and extend the timeline for the election. Has anyone contemplated that to get it right? You may have to extend the timeline.
Everybody I try win my Cranky.
I know, but I'm just saying that both sides will protest. But if it's not clear, it probably may make sense to everybody wants, you know. Of course, people don't realize this, you know. In every country, in every organization where you have opposition and incumbent, people are going to do what they think is necessary to allow them the best chance to win.
All right, the people. Let me educate the people. Peter, so listen to this, right? So the deadline, you know, is the 20th, but that deadline does not facilitate the nomination. What it facilitates is voting in the election. So let me help people, because this is why we have to get this. This is why I think it is even more urgent. So, you know, you have to be nominated first. The nomination closes, I think, on the 15th of November. So figure this out. So while those entities probably can nominate, they will not be able to nominate, you know, a candidate, but they will be able to vote in the election. That makes sense? Because the nomination going to close before they possibly have a board meeting to decide, but they will be able to vote in the election unless they have a board meeting like next week to include them again. All right, Cranky. So here's the thing now. So we know that some of the past players, all you need is one nomination, you know. It's not like you need all 7 entities to give you a nomination. So aren't the past players there? Who is the past player going to nominate? Because they have to nominate one of the candidates who they haven't called out for anything. Again, PFJL, right? Professional Football Jamaica Limited. So who are they going to nominate? Is it that either of them have not decided which one of the candidates? Because all you need is one nomination. So what about the entities that has been cleared by the system? Who are they going to nominate? Because nobody has brought up the past players who already have a nomination. Who will they nominate? These are some of the things that I think we need to ask, because though people may not meet the deadline for the nomination, the extension allows them to vote in the election. So I don't know if that makes the process more complicated, or probably brings it to why there's such discourse and argument, because people are probably concerned that if only 1 or 2 and those 2 are not on my side, how am I going to be nominated then? And I think that is the bigger issue, because they may get the vote, but before that, they need to get nominated. So there would have to be some other meeting before the 15th, because after the 15th, if you're not nominated, then you have a problem to be one of the candidates. What I would not, this is where now we need to, if one of the candidates don't get nominated, either one, because they didn't get one in Pillar 3, there is a problem. And that is where we need to now look. What corrupted the system that we would have an election where a person runs uncontested for either party? That is what we should not allow. So let's see if by the 15th of November, which is not far, if both candidates get nominated. Because once that happens, then we will have an election where they have to go and get votes.
All right. We have Formula on the line. Formula.
No, I first of all, good night to everybody on the panel and on the show. I was, yeah man. Hey, by the way, a long time I forward from coaches Dex, you know. Oh, go.
Sure, the show.
Yeah.
Where's the family? A long time in a forward from coaches Dex.
Sure.
Yeah, my coaches Dex show. Nobody had the fooling it. Nobody, my mind not my mind I got.
And I mean, said that a coach. Take a minute.
No.
I never mean a coach said, you know.
Virgin, me I made something totally different. Me I made the right part, you know, Virgin. Me don't know what part you know.
All right.
Farmer, they come correct. Farmer, come correct. I'm laughing at you too.
No, me I forward on the right part, Virgin. Me I forward on the right part.
So, you know, use the word come. And you have a problem.
What I was just calling to say
hold on. Oh, you know, use the word come. And you have a problem with the word me I say, on the show. You say you're forward with the right. You
no, because I see which part. No.
Flip-flop.
Because you don't take no. No, because you've done already. No, because.
The man say a Rasta, you only forward, backwards.
Hold on, man.
Why you go formula? Get to the point, formula. You just getting a hole deeper.
Hold on, no. Hold on.
In your humble opinion, formula.
No. But.
Yeah.
Me never depend that corruption thing there, uno depend. Now, uno bring the conversation into the corruption, so me have to play upon that ball field there, Bertie. Me never depend that corruption thing there. Anyways, I have to say this way. What I was calling to say earlier was to talk about when Brian was saying that the solution should just be to abandon the pillar 3. And I was saying that you might have a scenario where the president that is elected from that scenario could be elected unconstitutionally, basically. So that would make sense to me personally, if you understand the point I make, right? And what I was also saying is that the solution is really simple. The solution is simple, you know. It might not be practical, but it's simple. Practical because the ricketts side of the fence now go on to adhere to the right principles. Seen? But the solution is really simple. The initial association, the initial beach association, etc., should be affiliated. Because when those associations were established, those associations were established without bias. Those associations were established on sound principles, right? What is taking place now with these new bodies that are being formed? These are sham organizations, Virgin. Sham organizations being set up to skew votes a certain way. The blind can see that. See? So those associations, in my humble opinion, should be done away with and should not be no legitimacy should be given to those associations.
So
The
formula.
original
Can I stop you
association
there, formula? Can I stop you there for a second? I think we're confusing something. So, in the US, for example, people talk about tax evasion versus tax avoidance. Two are separate and distinct, right? You can do something which optically doesn't appear to be right, but it's allowable. So unless the Constitution precludes this, you can't say it's a sham organization. Because if you ask for a beach association and I give you one, and it falls in the Constitution, then is it the organization that's sham or the Constitution that's sham? You gotta be careful with that,
Yeah, but
That's why.
the Constitution have holes
I
in
see
it
your
that people
point now.
plug the
No, but
holes.
hold on.
That's why
Go ahead.
Neo said it is ambiguous, the Constitution, really,
Yes, and if it's ambiguous, you take advantage of it.
No.
Formula.
Hold on, guys. Just because it is not illegal, that does not make it not unethical. It is unethical.
But formula.
Illegal, but
When you
it is
politics, you're not in the
unethical.
ethics business,
And
formula.
it is not
Formula.
the principles
But formula. Politics is not about ethics. We wouldn't have politicians.
No.
Which politician is
I am
ethical?
in the principles of good cranky.
Yeah?
We're talking about adhering to principles of good governance, cranky. At that we are dealing with.
No, we're talking about write a constitution that can stand up to scrutiny. No, we're talking about write a constitution that can stand up to scrutiny. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
if you create holes in the Constitution, if I'm smart, I'm going to take advantage of those loopholes.
And that is what politics is. Politics no fear.
Yeah, but
people are going to skew it
but
for them
no,
way
but when
formula
I
to get an advantage.
Yes, but this is the problem. But this is the problem with Jamaica's football now.
Hold on there. That's why I said to Manins just now, me no want involved in no politics. We come on to football, anything in the Jamaican Constitution, me no want involved in it, because guess what? It's cue to bring out some sort of thing to give one side an advantage, and that's why me no want involved in it.
My thing doing now, guys, and especially to Cranky, I may agree with you, and that's why I haven't spoken much about all of this nastiness that is taking place. But my thing, to Cranky's point, would if this issue is brought before a court of law,
Cranky not there, but
we really and truly see any Cranky not there. Me really and truly not see. I mean, we don't know what could happen. That that's a hypothetical scenario. But me really and truly not see which court of law would have grant any legitimacy to the latter organizations that were formed.
But the court of law, this is what. All right, like again, I think we have gotten so manipulated in our minds by the system of malfunction of the JFF that I believe many times in our discussion, common sense eludes us. That's my position. I'm not speaking to your formula. But here is the thing, formula. Again, the Constitution, because remember, what if you listen carefully to what is said about the second set of entities, they will say this to you, that what they have done is in keeping with the Constitution. Number one. So there is no constitutional breach. Number two, there is no illegitimate claim about their registration. The issue is which one should take precedence in terms of affiliation. What was said, and Mr. Blaine, I think, said the most important thing in all of this today. He said his group checked all 15 boxes. That can be brought to court because the excuse that was given as to why the second one was affiliated is because that one did not check all the boxes. Because if that is the case, let's go both ways.
Yeah.
If one did not check the boxes, the other one did. to take it to court on a matter of illegality when it is in keeping with the Constitution, written in part by a representative of FIFA, you're not going to have a case. However, if all the boxes were checked in keeping with the Constitution, and that was overridden to include a second entity, then there's a case in court.
No, and that's a solid point, you know. But my thing is, wouldn't it also be looked at from the standpoint of why wasn't the original associations worked with to bring them up to the level to meet the requirements?
That's what I'm saying, because
instead of going now on the evaluation to set up.
But
these
that is what.
These
all right, so a couple of things happen, right? Remember now, Mr. Anderson did not know at the time of the Constitution that he was going to contest the election. So he would have no reason to question if the people would have their boxes checked. It didn't matter. Because remember, all of this time we were trying to find independent candidate, you know. Hey, this is good now, because here's what this has shown up. This has shown up that an independent candidate would not have a chance to win this election, given how the Constitution is and what the insiders have done. All this is showing to us, and we must pay attention, is what the insiders knew, why they never took proper action, and now it's working against them. That is what is happening. It is working. The very Constitution that they were using to possibly keep themselves in position is the very Constitution that is messing up their operation, because they have gone against each other.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious at this point.
Because if he had decided, if he had decided in the formula at 2020 that I needed, if he decided I'm going to go up against, you'd have had 3 years to ensure that the people who nominate him would get affiliation. Because it was written there. He helped to write it and craft it with the rest of them. All of them sat down and put this together.
And it play against them and work against them, and Democrat fall.
Democrat, exactly.
But that's why me still not in
well,
politics.
no, but to be fair though, you know, while they would have co-signed the Constitution that has facilitated this sort of behavior, you know, they did not actually co-sign the actual behavior, the actual act itself of setting up the sham, or what appears to be sham associations.
Pamela, listen what you say. Them accept it, but them not accept it.
No. You're missing the point. So we do not know the intentions behind the wording of the Constitution. See? So it could be that the Ricketts administration examined the Constitution, saw the loopholes, and acted upon it. Right? It could be that from a Raymond Anderson standpoint, they did not foresee the loopholes. So while they would have agreed upon the Constitution itself, you know, right, the actions that the Ricketts administration has allegedly taken in allegedly setting up these sham corporations or associations, rather, they did not actually co-sign that itself.
Manins, can I jump in for a second?
Cataract. Sorry, Cataract, stop calling me in. Put up Neo's comment, because this is...
Yeah, me see it, Manins. Yeah. But, formula, you know, as a legal mind that allegedly not too safe, so be careful. Go ahead, Cranky.
Well,
Yeah. As far as I'm
careful.
concerned, both parties were privy to everything.
Mhm.
When you're on the other side and it affects you negatively, then you start crying.
They start ball out.
That's all it is.
There
That
you
me
go,
a say.
Cranky.
That Mr. Long time. So if two men they sit down beside each other and plan it. But
Yeah,
one man
it's
never
like
knows that him now go run. Him never knows him
yeah,
go run.
yeah. It's like the man was say,
And
yo,
know him a run and it
No, they
affect him.
one third traitor and forget what him sign up
no,
for.
hey,
One third
Cranky,
traitor and
not,
forget what him sign up
not
for.
more than these guys sat down and said, brethren, you know, see the people them rate Chris Williams and them man there. Them man they can't win the election, you know. Let us create, you know, in the pillar 3, here are the people that we want, you know. And we're going to keep them things. And them say, yeah, man, all right, we can send it to FIFA. You understand me? Yeah, man. Neo identified this long ago, you know, and I'm telling you, we had robust discussion about it, right? And none of them, they
None of
talk
them
about
respond to the
they talk about YouTubers giving problems and creating issues, and we don't know nothing. And we don't understand. We're not understand the spirit of the Constitution. But today,
when me and Neil look through the Constitution, you know, the website where JFF did have removed, you know. He noticed a new something there for him. A new JFF live and them something coming to
They have done it all over. When you start charting the financial statement, all of a sudden financial statements drop off their website. They drop things that get convenient. Our scrutiny, you can't find it. They just go to FIFA site to go find something. No, when FIFA site, just go find it. They do this all the time. So
me see a comment where Black Prince I say, coach, I understand what
no,
you're
he
saying.
says it's not you. Yeah.
Huh?
He says it's not you.
No, he's
he
saying
says
Mr. United is speaking.
Oh, Mr. United. Okay, come no say
so you understand what I'm saying, formula. So what I'm saying, if the decision to contest the election was taken in 2020, we wouldn't be at this place. One, it was late, and I was in agreement with it.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time it came up now, it's like I said, box covers. But me no need nomination from Pillar 3.
Yeah.
All right, let me go link. Mr. X, you know, say, yeah, boy, Mr. X say, you know, say we never get affiliation. All right. And then the next one say, you know, oh geez, but me need nomination too. But boy, I know say Mr. X now, well, let me get to Mr. O. So Mr. O, listen, just do up something. Let me see if we can get because the Constitution says we can fit this into it, you know. So let's see if we can get this through the system quick, get in there so we can hurry up and get the nomination before them. I am saying.
So I think that Raymond was part of the Borough organization, but he was sleeping in class. he slept in Borough's class.
So my position is just remove the old one, the new one, and say we are giving a space because you still going to have the same pillar to annex independent entity and let both contestants now go before them. If it is GISA or the media, let them go before them and present their manifestos. Maybe it is the what you call it, the Diaspora Association of Sports in Jamaica. Let them now go before them, get them on this in the pillar, and then present your manifesto so those people will determine, because that is independent. That way nobody can say it is the Raymond Anderson side that is starting this, or the Michael Ricketts side is starting it. It is an independent group starting, and they're putting themselves in there, and we do away with the conflicting ones. That is what I believe would be probably the best option at this point.
And you see, Manins, this Constitution thing is very difficult now because the people in it write it, seen, and then it get ratified by FIFA. Why is that the best it can place it can be done?
Better FIFA is a joke, Bridget.
Because Neo say
if we look into FIFA.
No, but remember, you know, people say FIFA
if we look into
ban Jamaica,
FIFA,
you know. But FIFA no better themselves. And they miss this. And FIFA attorney miss this.
If we are look to FIFA, if we are look to FIFA coach to provide proper means of checks and balances and accountability, Virgin, we cannot that, brother. FIFA has shown the entire world that when it comes to keeping member associations in check, they have failed miserably, Virgin. A joke thing, brother. A big joke thing, brother. And right now is a mess, brother. This whole election thing is a mess, Virgin. It's a disgrace. It reeks of corruption, Virgin.
Which
It
election?
reeks of corruption.
Which election don't stay some
Virgin.
formula?
No. Hold on. That is a fair point, you know.
But tell me which one stay, sir.
Every election, you know, you have hanky. No, it's a fair point to raise, you know. Every election have like a hanky panky, you know. Seen? But there are levels to hanky panky, Bertrand. This election coming up is a total sham coach.
Hello. Hanky panky for me, hanky panky. It don't get no levels.
No, there's levels to hanky panky, Bertrand. Levels to hanky panky.
So formula. Let me give you an example.
There's levels too.
In those discussions, right, Coach Minzy? Haven't you found it strange that with the Reggae Boyz, what they call it, the brand, what they call it, that thing that we are discussing, with Thing Sports.
The Reggae Boy logo.
Trademark. The trademark.
Trademark, yeah.
All right. If both parties,
business to sports.
If both parties are so upstanding and want what is best, none of them up to this point has given the people a clear explanation of the trademark. Even in an election, my brethren and my friends out there, don't make this fight about us. If this is indicating to us that if Cranky and I had decided to run, given how the present constitution is, the insiders would always have an upper hand in winning it. It is the good thing about the insiders doing this is that it has exposed them. So if you choose to go up against them, now you're seeing some of the inner workings of what would have worked against you if you did. I
think we at Manins, man, we look, Borrell was the mastermind. You guys picked on what I'm saying about Borrell. I wasn't joking. I wasn't joking when I said Raymond was sleeping in class. Borrell was the mastermind of how to maintain his position and to keep getting elected as president. And he made sure he wrapped up those votes early and he controlled those votes. Those who are now in power have been working with his organization for years. They have learned from the master, but not all of them have learned well. And what we're seeing is now, is as management says, the things are coming home to roost, whereby we're seeing that the process was not as objective and as fair as it should be to give any person who wants to run for position a fair chance to win. It was a manipulated process. And when insiders, the dirty laundry is now coming out because an insider decided to run, and it shows you how well the process is manipulated. And it's not questionable that it's being manipulated. And FIFA, I've said before, one of the most corrupt organizations in the history of mankind, cannot be a governance and overseer, but they are. You have to work with the devil that's been provided to you. And as Neo alluded to, he had done a thorough reading of the Constitution, raised some questions for the FIFA lawyer, didn't get any response or any good response or any response that made any sense. And we now end up with a flawed document. And I would agree that when you have these things that have been put together, you can't anticipate every single aspect of what may transpire. That's why you have amendments. But some of these things are just, they're not debatable. They are a problem. And it's concerning that we are where we are, frankly. And the election, I think, should be postponed to get to a good place and to get parties who are going to be part of the process, that they qualify to be part of the process and to be affiliated.
Yeah. I want to say two things, Coach, if you would allow me.
Go ahead, man. Why would I allow it?
You know, total sham, brethren. No legitimacy to this election whatsoever. Here's the thing. The first thing I want to say, right? The JFF has a serious problem with good governance, brethren, and best practices, right? I'm looking at this whole process right now, and brethren, the doctrine of separation of powers is not being adhered to, brethren. There is no separation of powers or very limited separation of powers within the Jamaica Football Federation. Brethren, there are too many people in this federation wearing too many hats and are too powerful. It is ridiculous, the conflicts of interest that is in. Brethren, this is, brethren, the JFF can't run like a proper organization, because they're deliberately not adhering to principles of good governance, brethren.
So, formula, you support
Rife
that
with
one?
conflicts of interest, brethren.
You support that one?
Brethren, brother, I want ball over Jamaica's football, brother, because I feel like I'm between a rock and a hard place, brother. I don't know what is the solution, brethren. I don't know what the solution is, brethren.
I forgot God church and ball
Jamaica,
over them. Prayer and fasting.
where you say, cry to Jesus. Brethren, the thing is terrible. Brethren, there is very limited separation of powers within the federal. It's a joke, brethren, rife with conflict of interest. Bag of man wear a bag of hats, brethren. Ridiculous. That's the first thing, more.
So I'll say this a formula because I used to have this. I say the formula. I used to have this utopian view and Puritan view of life, and we always going to use analogies to help inform our view. If you look at the Clarence Thomas situation, being part of the Supreme Court, or the ultimate arbiter in the U.S., then you should not be shocked and flabbergasted at the lack of integrity and conflicts that permeates our societies. Even the examples of what good looks like shows that conflicts. You look at Trump and running his business while in office when everybody had to put their money in trust and he doesn't have to. So we use examples that we're all familiar with, because I call Jamaica the 53rd state after Puerto Rico and a few more, the way we operate, is that you have good examples in the world to show you how conflict manifests themselves. You got to figure out a way to work around those conflicts, right? I think in corporations, in big business, people have conflicts, but they put measures in place to mitigate those conflicts. In the political arena, it's more blatant and not as well managed. And as you're alluding to, formula, it's very apparent here that the conflicts are so pervasive that they're hard to digest. That could give you indigestion. But I don't think we should give up. I think these forums provide us with an avenue and a voice. Even we're only talking amongst ourselves. We're still not changing anything fundamental on the ground. But it does have some pressure and it brings the traditional media into the conversation because they're asleep at the wheel. Why is the YouTubers the one who bringing these things up and then all of a sudden it comes in the traditional media? That shouldn't be the case. Since they're supposed to be what people identify with. Yeah.
That me notice for true, Cranky. Most times some of these things all starts on the YouTube platform. And then we see it trickle over in the media.
And I would admit that the traditional media are profit-oriented organizations, coach, who don't have the time that we do on these forums to talk, as Management did today for about 25 hours, 24-hour day. Not sure how you do it. And then we come here for another 3-4. So I should excuse myself. I just dropped off a flight. I'm going to go to bed soon. But the point I'm trying to make is this, coach, is that I don't think traditional media do a good enough job to bring some of these things to light and bring them early and then continue the dialogue in follow-up programs. They do a quick hit and they move on, right? They're trying to generate interest. So we have to keep trying to apply some pressure to get as fair as possible a process to allow the people who are best for the country and best for the football program to be in the seats where we know they can do well. And I've said this before, and I've said 101 times. I have heard Rickett speak, a decent gentleman. I have heard Raymond speak, appears to be a decent gentleman. None of the two have convinced me
that they belong in that seat of leadership for the JFF.
All right. So let me say this in response to Farm.
Legend, the two man them combine don't make one, brethren.
All right.
The two man them combine don't make one.
So formula. Here's what I say, right?
Manins, more your answer while you respond to that, more your answer and see if the band can help the football.
Oh, all right. Let me say this to people, right? Whatever you you see the thing. So let me say it this way. Very simple. If whatever you say is going to sometimes manifest, I think one of the things we have to do, one, and every time I say it, people keep missing the point. If more people don't get into the process, this is not going to stop. This is going to continue unless we wait until somebody dies. All right. And while we must talk and advocate on these platforms, it is the same thing that has happened in the political process in our country, and it will continue in football. It is the same thing that has happened in cricket. Look at the decline of Jamaica's cricket. We have a Super 50 team that can't even win one game in a competition. Tamar Lambert that every year we were winning this competition. I think we don't realize, because we focus on football so much, that there was a time when Jamaica was one of the top teams in cycling. We don't have those things. In boxing, we don't have those things. Because the good people don't get involved. And here's why they don't get involved. Because if Cranky gets involved, he is going to be assassinated for getting involved. Because if you get involved to help bring change to what is bad, you're seen as part of what is bad. And we have to change the narrative. I will say to you, Formula, that join up, find a way to get involved, either in your community or with the organization, some way to make change. Because the talking on the outside, while it has a place, it is not enough. People has to get involved. That is why
I disagree. Hold on, Manins. Sorry to cut you, Manins.
Yeah.
Manins. Sorry for cutting my boss, but me just have to interject because I respectfully disagree with your point about getting involved to make change. Brethren, the corruption in Jamaica's football, Manins, runs so institutionally deep that just being able to get involved in and of itself, to be able to put yourself in any position to be able to make full change is seemingly it's so difficult. It is so the corruption is so
you're saying that
it is rotten to the core, Virgin. Rotten to the core.
So what you're saying that don't get involved in?
Virgin, me not say that. Me I say,
are you saying
if
get
a
involved?
man see that as
no man.
Hold on, me make my point, no Manins. But me point, you ask me a question, me answer you. See, if you think that can be an effective way to effect change, so be it. Me personally, the corruption is so bad and so rotten to the core. Me no see that as a realistic way of enacting any change, Bridget.
Formula. When we come on these programs, I do think what we need to think also about this. We should think about this, which is, if you're not helping to solve the problem, you're part of the problem. Does that make sense?
Repeat that.
If you're not helping to solve the problem, you're part of the problem.
No. Hold on. I'm not saying we mustn't do anything, That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying we mustn't do anything, Cranky. That's not what I'm saying. Joining up and being a part of the structure, the system, or the institution, so to speak, is not the only solution to the problem. I'm not saying you mustn't do anything. I am saying, to be honest with you, Virgin, me no know if we do, Virgin. I don't see how we enact meaningful change in terms of rooting out or severely limiting the amount of corruption, limiting it to a point to enact meaningful change. I just don't see a way how want somebody to show me a way, brother.
All right. So,
Me not
Famla,
see the way,
my one
Virgin.
question for you that is
I'm
there.
not saying we mustn't do anything.
All right. So again, we're gonna go back to some of the discussion we had, and Neo is putting that up. So you're saying that, Famla, there is no hope. This is not going to change.
Boy, Virgin, the forecast bleak, brother. That me I try it bleak,
Okay.
brother. Me not see the light at the end of the
All right.
tunnel,
So
brother.
you're
That me
saying
I
that
try.
right now, where there is, you don't have any hope. So unlike you, I disagree. I believe that there are enough well-thinking Jamaicans that if, as like Neo wants to get involved, I see Kyle doing the same thing. I am involved, and more people are getting involved. I see Michael Garden getting involved. I believe that as more people, it is not significant because change don't happen overnight. And today, it may be one step. Maybe no one is seeing like the impact of the change that probably a Simon will make or a Manins will make, or a Neo when he engages in discussion about the Constitution, or Kyle with the work he's doing with Reggae Boyz commentary, or with Military Guna. But all of those things are increasing influence. And when you begin to get influence, you can begin to bring change. I have to believe that Jamaica can be better. I have to believe that change is possible. And if I believe that, I can start simply by doing something in this community, affecting a club in my community. It nothing may happen, and that's fine. But I don't want to go down as one who identified the problems and never even tried to do anything. Again, I agree that these platforms are very important.
Me nah, Manning,
And people must talk. People must
me nah say we for not do nothing. Me nah say we not for do nothing,
I'm
Manning.
trying to
Me just
understand what you're
say,
trying to say, though.
look, that's part of the reason that's part of the reason why I am a part of these conversations and the dialogue, and because I want to see if the dialogue can lead to a solution, Bridget, a meaningful solution, Bridget.
But Famila,
See,
if we
just I say,
talking alone,
me sit down,
what I
wonder,
say to you?
me think, me brainstorm. What is a solution? And I can't come up with a solution myself. That
No,
me
but
and try to say,
Well,
Bridget. Me nah say
my
we not to do
solution is
nothing.
that
What is the right solution?
my solution is that we have 2 minutes to go.
So I'll take one of those minutes.
But
I'm
more,
a cataract. I'm a cataract. I'll take 10 of the 2 minutes.
me take that on.
Let me just say this, which is I understand Formula's frustration, and it's not unique to football. It's just life in general. When you get a good view, when you get to look inside some organizations, especially political organizations, our community organizations, our corporations, you'll be shocked as to how to actually work. And you walk away saying, there's no way I can penetrate this organization to make an impact, right? But I think you can dig away at it and chip away at it, and at some point try to bring it back to the norm. Because I can tell you, I just learned some things more recently. A friend of mine is a Supreme Court judge, or not yet. I think they're going to elect this month Supreme Court judge, and I was having dialogue.
So Cranky, Cranky, I told her not to tell anybody about that, you know.
Wait, let me tell you something. And wait now. And they're walking me through the process about how you get to a certain place. And I walk away shocked, like you are now, about the process, shocked about the process formula. And I was shaking I thought I had a vote in some of these elections. I thought I did, and I realized I don't have any vote. My vote doesn't really matter if you live in certain districts. So the point I'm trying to make is this, is that you can be frustrated with the process,
and you can help to change the process. But if you do nothing, it will not change. If you don't try to dig away at it, it will not change. You have to commit to be part of the solution, not just exacerbate the problem. That's all.
All right, cranking will take 10 minutes. Formula,
Yeah, I agree.
you want to get a minute or
Yeah,
5
man.
seconds?
Just to say, man, what is taking place? 1 minute. Just to say that, what is taking place right now is an absolute disgrace on both sides, frankly speaking, because both sides are going with a
No,
bag of
formula,
money.
formula speaking.
I mean, mm,
No,
yeah, man, yeah,
you said
man, yeah,
Frankie.
man.
You
I
said
am
Frankie speaking. I said formula
nah,
speaking.
yeah. Anyway, formula, formula is frankly speaking. Formula is frankly speaking. Seeing, but it's just the whole thing. I think I think when this election is all said and done, there'll be serious questions about whether who is elected is a legitimate president. That's how much of a joke this thing is. It's a sham in my humble opinion. I want to say this quickly before I go. And the point that I was making earlier, as it pertains to, the courts looking at this thing and how the unethicalness of how it looks and the unethicalness of how the setting up of the what I deem to be sham associations have been set up. One of the things we have to bear in mind too as well is that the court also looks at intention in everything. So while I agree 100% with Manning's point about what the Constitution says, the court would also, from my understanding, I'm no expert at these things, but from my limited understanding of how these things work, the court would also look at the intention behind the establishing of the latter associations and will try to arrive at a conclusion on what was the intention behind the setting up of these associations, and they will look at the actions to see to make a determination as to the intention. So we have to bear that in mind as well.
All right, let me I will end with this. My thing is this, right? That the word corruption is being used frequently, and corruption has this definition, which is either dishonesty or illegal behavior. When corruption is used, it predominantly speaks to illegal behavior. All right, it is dishonest or illegal behavior, especially by powerful people such as government officials or officers, or depravity is the next meaning. It means inducement to wrong by improper or unlawful means such as bribery. All right. So dishonesty or fraudulent conduct by those in power typically involve bribery. So the term corruption, it should not be a broad base for everything that happens, because it is not corruption, right? I think what is happening in the present election, like Mr. Carver Stewart said, shenanigans. It doesn't speak to corruption. It's what Formula is talking
Hold
about.
on, Mannings.
Hold
Hold on,
We're
Mannings.
speaking about poor governance, because there's no proven illegality.
Mannings.
If let me finish.
Hold on, we're not go there enough, Formula.
Mannings.
If let me finish, I'll allow you to finish, sir. You got your time. If
Sorry, my
the
apologies.
court
I'm wrong. I'm
and
sorry.
illegal
Go ahead.
activities are found, then you can attach the term corruption to it. Go ahead.
No, hold on. Let me we'll close out the show. We can probably have a few minutes after. But what I'm saying, a lot of
We can't just say this. We can't say one thing, coach.
go on now, quickly. Yeah, me a code. One.
All right. Me Google the definition of corruption to man.
Go
See,
ahead and read it.
while I agree with you, what the behavior that you are describing, does fall within the conversation of good governance. That's true. But here's a definition of corruption: dishonest or fraudulent conduct by
Yes, I'm
those
gonna read
in
that too.
power, typically involving. You read that?
Yes, a
So,
dishonesty
Bridget,
and fraudulent.
if this behavior reeks of dishonesty, Bridget,
But what I'm saying,
obviously it would have to go through the process to be found to be, but the appearance of
you
dishonesty.
can't say it is, and then you say the appearance of it, though. That is what I'm saying, that we must be careful of. And you're a person who did
No,
law.
but I don't think I recall.
You say it reeks
I don't hear you say.
dishonesty,
Repeat
but
what
you
you
say
say.
then you say it appears. They are two different statements.
So can I jump in for 2 seconds? Sorry, coach. I know I took my 10 minutes already. I'll say this.
No, and
Couple of
that
things,
is
which is
fair, you know.
when we talk about
that is
corruption,
fair.
let me
That
say
is-
this now. When we talk about corruption, I think a lot of time we are inferring defalcation of funds, right? People taking money inappropriately. I think corruption has we are both
True.
right in a sense. What Formula is saying is that based on how this situation was constructed to elect the president, it appeared to be a corrupted process because you're trying to have a benefit which is not afforded to the other party involved in this. The problem is both parties come from the same place who were involved in setting up this up. So I'm not sure you call it corrupted when it's about themselves. It may be corrupted for an independent party, but I'm not sure it's corrupted when they're both involved in the process. But Formula, your point is taken.
All right, people. So what I
Hey,
can
Coach
say
Minzy,
is that
Coach Minzy, if me lend you $10, right, and you no give me back, and then I lend you $10, and you no give me back, is that corruption?
Ask again. Ask again.
No, it's not corruption.
Ask again.
It's not. I would say it's not corruption. You know, we're trying to deceive you. I didn't give you back because I can't afford to give you back. You only call it corruption.
All right.
Now, if you took the money with a view that you weren't going to pay back, then that's deceit, and you want to put under that whole umbrella, maybe. It's a difference, right?
Somebody, Jason Gouda said, no, ask me that. My cricket spice. All right, people. So what I can say is that
Them left off the sir. Don't ask me that, sir.
yeah, what I can say is that a lot of people giving pointers on this morality issue. And I am a proponent of morality over immorality. Seeing? So I support honesty, best policy. But I can say a lot of people who are actually going down the line of talking about people's moral conduct are the said persons who are coming to work 1 minute after 8, and if you're 1 minute after 8, you're late. And they are the said persons who are writing 7:59. And they are not, because that is not brought to the forefront. Nobody knows. And other people might think that they are the best when it comes on to moral standing or good moral standing. So there's always this saying that take the mote out of your eye or the beam out of your eye before you check or look to try to get it out of mind. So people, I just leave that with you. Thank you very much for tuning into the show. We still never get all the clarifications from Manins because of what he said was some legal things. I will not question Manins on that because once him said that, we have to just believe what him say. You understand? So I hope before long we can get some more information so that the people them can understand what's happening. Big up yourself, people. Thank you very much for tuning in again. Like I said, big up Cranky, big up Manins man to come on to the show. Formula, all the persons who call in, Peter, and all the persons who commented in the comment section. People who are watching and not commenting, big up yourself same way. We see some comments in the comment section, you know, where take aim at me, but one thing me can tell you people, a rubber skin me have. I'm not perturbed. You understand? So until next time, stay safe. Peace out.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.